Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Greetings! Welcome to Friday at Evan and Tiki.
Aren't you supposed to say and salutations?
Oh, yeah. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to a very exciting Friday here on Evan and Tiki. Very busy show. John Gruden says the Jets didn't contact him. Zack Rosenblatt of The Athletic reported that the Jets did. Zach will join us coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll break down what the hell happened with John Gruden and where the Jets go from here. Plus another reason why it would be a mistake for the Knicks to trade Karl Anthony Towns, amongst many other subjects over the next 4 hours. And you probably can't hear it in my voice, but I'm actually kind of pissed off at the two beautiful people I work with. I am pissed off at Tiki Barber.
What did I do?
am pissed off at Sean Morash.
I did nothing.
Well, no, you did do something. And I'll get to you second.
Oh.
But can I address Sean first?
Wow. Sure. This could be one of like a million things.
It could be one of a million things, but I am annoyed at you. I'm annoyed at Tiki, and I don't want it to bring down my beautiful Friday. I want to make something very crystal clear to you, Sean, and to everybody in the audience. The New York Islanders whipped that ass all season long. They swept the New York Rangers. They left no doubt. This wasn't even close.
Facts.
This was a bloodbath.
Who cares?
And last night at Madison Square UBS, it was loud for Islander fans. It was dominant for Islander fans. And I forgot, who scored the first goal for the Islanders?
Carson Soucy.
That's right. That's right. The guy you couldn't wait to get rid of. And so you may say, well, why is Sean pissing you off? Sean had the cojones to tell me, and he should say it in a microphone to everybody in the audience right now, that it really doesn't count as a sweep because the Rangers have given up on the season.
It doesn't. Come on. Look, but
Just because you're not trying?
no, hold on here. Any New York Islander fan that wakes up today pumped up about their team should feel pumped up, right? They're playing great hockey. They are like carrying the torch for this area. I think that's great. But it doesn't really count as a sweep. The Rangers typed up a little letter 2 weeks ago, and what did they tell the world? I know what they told me as a Ranger fan. They quit. They give up. They are doing something we argue about in football all the time. They're tanking, and they have decided, and they decided before these two games, we're no longer playing our best player, Artemi Panarin. Our all-world goalie has been shut down for what feels like 2 months. The all-world defenseman has been shut down for what feels like 2 months. The Rangers quit. The New York Rangers did not play the New York Islanders the last two nights. People in jerseys that are essentially scabs did. They don't care. The fans don't. We don't care. I don't care that the Islanders.
BS, you do care.
So you're
you
saying
embarrassed last
it's
night.
only a sweep if there is an actual fan giver, you know what,
Yeah, it's only,
about the outcome.
If it's only a sweep if both organizations are trying. The Rangers aren't trying. And
That's
newsflash,
novel. That's a novel argument.
No, it's a real argument.
I've never heard. I literally have never heard that.
And you want to
before.
call Madison Square Garden, UBS, whatever. Why would any Ranger fan invest in going there to kind of drink beers and yell at Islander fans? The team told us they quit, so we quit. Until next October.
Couple things. Number one, in the first two meetings between the Islanders and the Rangers, in which the Islanders embarrassed you by more than they even did the last two nights, weren't the Rangers trying?
Igor was out. Fox was out that second game.
Were the Rangers trying, though?
The first game, yes.
Oh, okay. So,
all right, so sweep's one game. Great. That's what it is now. That's great.
No, it's not one game. I just want to make clear that you're minimizing 4 hockey games when, yes, the last 2 was after the letter. But prior to that, you guys were trying. Prior to that, you believed to some degree in your hockey team. That's number one. And number two, you don't get to make the freaking rules on what counts and doesn't count.
Sure I do.
Like, I'm a Net fan. They've lost 13 straight games to the Knicks. It doesn't matter if they're tanking. They're getting their ass kicked. They're getting embarrassed, and I own it. And I'm man enough to come into a microphone and say, hey, guys, you guys are whipping my tuckuses. Congratulations.
Did the Nets send a letter to their fans saying, guys, we quit?
Bro, they basically did it for the last 2 years when they traded away their best player to the Knicks for high school kids. So I don't want to hear it because I'm on both sides.
No, you're just being a whiny baby now as an Islander fan.
How am I being a whiny baby? We kicked your ass.
Because here's the issue with you Islander fans.
Ass. You're a bunch of losers.
You kicked people's ass wearing Ranger jerseys. You didn't kick the Rangers' ass.
Stop.
Here's
Stop
the problem.
Bro, this is your dumbest take.
It's actually not my dumbest take. When a organization alerts its fans that they are no longer trying and they're selling off pieces and we're shutting down players, they have told the National Hockey League, we're trying to get the number one pick. We're losing games on purpose. They said that. Now, they didn't actually say, but they said it when you type out a letter. They have alerted us as fans, don't even fight with Islander fans. Don't invest. It doesn't matter. They're going to beat us. We're not trying in these games. I'm not telling you not to be happy that the Islanders won. What I'm telling you is don't get mad that you're not getting Ranger blood today. Ranger fans knew we weren't trying the last two nights.
No.
We didn't bother going to these games the last two nights.
No, we took your blood. Just because you're denying it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Chris Drury took our own blood. You didn't take anything. You're just the next in line at the cash register to pay a check out to beat the Rangers right now.
But what I don't understand is why are you upset about that?
Exactly.
Because you won anyways.
He wants the Ranger fan to be crying in their Cheerios today, and we don't care.
There's no tears.
It's not that
They're
I want...
long over it.
No.
When did you quit on the Jets season? When did you stop thinking you were making the playoffs? And so after week, I don't know, 5?
So what does that mean?
6?
I stopped caring about losses?
No,
I never stopped
crying about losses.
No, but
were you still crying about the losses?
I'm not
because that's what matters. That's what Sean is talking about, is that he doesn't care.
Sean?
He stopped caring.
Tiki, he doesn't have to care. What he cannot do, especially to a radio audience as sophisticated as everyone here at WFAN, is you can't tell the Islander fan this doesn't count as a sweep.
No.
It's okay if you don't cry. That's what he said. He's like, it doesn't really count.
You're positioning this as a quasi-crime against sportsmen.
It kind of is. Dude, it kind of is.
You're kind of misunderstanding, though.
I can see that.
I'm not.
It's a 3-team town, man. You kind of got to care.
We own you.
Two-team town,
we bitch slapped you. And for you to say it doesn't count is insulting. I'm not asking for you to cry.
Did I say the Islander win doesn't count?
You basically did. It doesn't really matter.
I said the pride of what we've grown accustomed to with Rangers Islanders in this town. Not really. We never really gotten there with Knicks Nets. Is the idea of the arguments between fan bases, the passion.
Yeah.
The passion's just not there this year, and it's not the Islanders' fault. And they don't need to apologize for that. I'm not telling you not to be happy as an Islander fan. What I'm telling you is when you guys are all putting your brooms out on Twitter and all this other stuff, and you're looking for us to engage, we're not into it, dude. The team told us we could, so it's not really like a prideful sweep.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry. And when I see...
He's not saying you're wrong. He's just saying he doesn't care.
We don't care. And if you want to
me.
and when we see the tweets of, man, could you believe the Rangers didn't lead for a second? Yeah,
Sean,
because we don't care.
Look us all in the eye. Tell us you don't care.
I don't care. I watched half of the game on mute last night doing a podcast. The night before, I missed the first period watching Tarzan. I would have never done that if the Rangers didn't type a letter telling us they quit.
I think he doesn't care.
He does
If
care.
the organization quits, the fans quit.
No, he cares about the Rangers. He doesn't care about the Islanders.
Exactly.
He's embarrassed that the Islanders never trailed the Rangers over 4 games this year. He's embarrassed that for the first time in recorded history, the Islanders swept the Rangers in a season series that never needed to go to overtime. He's embarrassed by that. And if he wants to deny it and say it doesn't count and a letter was written, he can do it. But I'm going to call him out, and it annoys me. But I'm done with you.
All right, good.
All right,
good.
If anyone else wants to call in and call Sean out, you have every right to 888-808-1019. Let me get to you, Barber.
What? What did I do?
Tiki Barber sent a text message last night. And I don't know why this bothered me as much as it did, but it bothered me.
Now I know what I did.
Tiki Barber texted.
Nothing.
Tiki Barber texted after the news came out that the plan is for the Atlanta Falcons to release Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Tiki couldn't wait to text out, perfect for the Jets. Tiki, I'm not going to scream at you. I'm just going to ask you.
I didn't say perfect. I said Cousins, Jets. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Implication could be interpreted however you want.
Yeah, and then you hearted it. Why does Kirk Cousins, and before I retort you, why does Kirk Cousins make sense for the New York Jets? Why?
It's
Exactly.
a non-conventional reason. So you have to hear me out a little bit. So first of all, Kirk Cousins is technically, he hasn't been released yet. He is restructuring his deal. I'm sure most of you, if you care about these things, you saw it. So they now made a guarantee in the amount of $67.9 million that is guaranteed, fully guaranteed on the 3rd day of the league year. So March 13th, he will be guaranteed $67.9 million. All
right.
The Atlanta Falcons are not picking that up.
I guess.
So he is not going to be an Atlanta Falcon.
Okay.
They also restructured his base salary, so it goes from 37, whatever the number is, down to $2 million. So his base salary for his next season is only $2 million. So it affects how the dead cap works. So they're positioning him to be released. He's going to get released.
Okay.
And he's going to be available.
Okay.
There are a couple of teams that have massive quarterback questions. One is the team he played for before, the Minnesota Vikings. I doubt he's going back there. the Cleveland Browns. They drafted 2 quarterbacks last year. I doubt he's going there. The other one is obviously the New York Jets.
And what are we doing with them?
The New York Jets do not have a quarterback.
Agreed. What are we doing with him?
Kirk Cousins is a viable starter in this league.
A viable starter for what?
I'm not saying he's your future. I'm just saying he is a viable starter in this league if you cannot find another way to get a quarterback.
And where does that lead
after
us?
Malik Willis, but Malik Willis is a free agent.
Okay,
So
forget Willis for a second. Where does Kirk Cousins lead us? Where's that?
here's where Kirk Cousins leads.
Yeah, well, I'm curious.
Kirk Cousins, while a tad bit corny, but that's okay.
That's okay. I wish Mendoza was here. He's corny.
But he's kind of like Mendoza.
Yeah, he is. He's like
and you pine for him. Did you not pine for Fernando Mendoza?
He's 15 years younger.
It doesn't matter. Didn't you pine for him?
Yeah.
So you're okay with that kind of quarterback. And by the way, Kirk Cousins has had a lot of success in this league. He might be getting over the hill, closer towards washed and good. But you know what? He's a serviceable quarterback. But the real reason I think that Kirk Cousins could be important for the New York Jets is that I see coaching in Kirk Cousins' future.
Okay, great.
Coaching in Kirk Cousins' future. Now, he can come to the Jets.
Yeah.
He can be this player/coach that is not really coaching, but he is trying to play and help this team win football games. And then when he decides to retire in 2 years, Aaron Glenn, if he makes it, has the built-in quarterback coach, soon-to-be offensive coordinator.
That's interesting.
Of his squad.
All right, that's it. You know what?
Because look, you're starting to see this now from former not players, because I guess some players do this, but really quarterbacks, they're getting involved like immediately.
Oh, yeah. We saw with Josh McCown, who's now a candidate for
Josh McCown.
USC job.
Did you see Davis Webb?
Davis Webb
retired at 28.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback coach a year later.
Yeah.
Right?
Even Phillip Rivers interviewed for the Bills job.
100%. And who did somebody just got hired? Sean Mannion?
Oh, yeah. He's the OC of the Eagles.
And he's 33 years old.
I remember him as a backup.
He was playing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is starting to happen in the league where quarterbacks, kind of like catchers in baseball, are leaving the game and immediately getting into coaching. So I'm only saying this because the Jets feel directionless. They don't have an offensive identity yet. I guess Frank Reich is going to come in at 63 years old and do whatever he's going to do. But at some point, if Aaron Glenn is going to hold on to his tenure here, he's going to need to bring in a vet who knows what the hell is going on around the league and in offenses in general. And then maybe you convince him to get into this coaching world. It feels like this easy solution to what ails the New York Jets.
All right, I have to admit something.
Now you're not mad, are you?
Well, when I was mad at
See, Sean, that's how you do it.
He made it worse.
That's how you do it.
No, but I like fighting the way I fight.
Sean made me angrier than I was to begin with. Tiki's at least giving me something to think about. And that is his angle on Kirk Cousins is you're bringing him in and grooming him to basically be the next offensive coordinator, which is fascinating. The lack of appeal I have in Kirk Cousins is simple. He's going to be 38 years old by the time the season starts. And here's my attitude about the New York Jets, and I wonder if Jet fans agree with me on this. I either want to suck completely, bottom the hell out, get the number 1 overall pick, new coaching staff, new beginning, new hope, or I want to build towards something.
Yeah, but how can you? Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins is not building me towards anything as a 38-year-old quarterback. Now, if you're telling me he's here to hold the fort down until a young quarterback they draft is ready, that's a little bit different, though I'm not sure that's going to be the case considering this draft is not loaded with young quarterbacks.
What happens if Trinidad Chambliss his appeal gets denied? He doesn't get a 7th year? Which would
whatever it is.
Whatever it is. 6th year, I think. Whatever. He doesn't get it. He's a 2nd-round pick of the New York Jets. He can't play right. Maybe he could, but he's probably not playing right away.
Not wise for him to play right away.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Kirk Cousins, who is kind of a great mentor, it could mentor Trinidad Chambliss.
I don't hate the mentoring, but I've said this to you before, and you've agreed with me that it probably serves Chambliss better to actually compete with somebody who's a threat versus a 38-year-old caretaker.
But I do think that Kirk Cousins is a threat to win the job.
He's a short-term, 8-week threat.
But he could win the job.
Of course, he should win the job.
Right.
But I'm talking about like a real threat towards, hey, you're not guaranteed to just take over.
Right.
And I think with a guy like Malik Willis or even a guy like Kyler Murray,
here's the
there's
problem.
a real threat.
Malik Willis is a free agent.
Yeah.
That means he gets to choose.
Yeah.
And do you think he's choosing to come to the Jets?
Right now, no one's picking the Jets.
Right.
Right now, no one. I don't even want to pick the
You
Jets.
almost would have to want to be in New York.
Yeah.
In order to come to the Jets.
No, I get you. All right, so here's what I've learned in my anger over the first 15 minutes of the show. Sean has aggravated me more. Tiki's making me think. And it is a complicated question, which is what the hell are the Jets going to do at the quarterback position?
I really don't have an answer.
Well,
I've thought about it so many times.
Yeah.
Like, maybe in the draft, and you could do this and take some of those picks, and there's nothing you can do.
No, it's not a lot of great options. I do have a list of all the free agents and the potential available quarterbacks we'll get to in the next few minutes. But before we get there, there are a lot of people, and God bless all of you, because I'm tired and I don't want to do this constantly. There are a lot of people pissed off at Sean Morash. Ooh. How can they not be?
Morash is scared, but he won't let it show.
And that doesn't hit me. You know what he's scared about? What if the Islanders do make the playoffs? Mm-hmm. What if the Islanders do go on a run? And I got the best what if that he won't even contemplate because he knows it's unlikely to happen.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
You know what else
All right.
Sean Morash is scared about? What if the Rangers decide they need to do what's best for business? They need to do what's best for their future. What if the Rangers take a page out of the Nets book? What if Artemi Panarin comes to the place he kind of thought about coming to 7 years ago?
Never really did, but okay.
What if you guys actually deal the bread man to UBS?
Look, you give a Schaefer,
Would
it's
that
done.
scare you?
Morash is scared, but he won't let it
Evan?
show.
I think so little of the Islanders. If they give me the best return, that's all I care about. I'm farming my own land.
Did you just say Matthew Schaefer's name?
Yeah, if Schaefer comes to the Rangers, we're good.
You keep dreaming over there.
Okay, yeah.
Matthew Schaefer.
He's got some growing up to do, too. But
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to play some Matthew Schaefer clips. This guy, I'm telling you right now, I'm very close to just saying he is the king of New York. Like, let's just end it.
Oh, yeah, he's totally better than Aaron Judge.
I
of
think
course.
we're almost there because of the attitude this
Aren't
kid
two
has.
fighters fighting for the king of New York on DAZN this weekend?
Yeah, whatever. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's get to some of your calls because obviously there are people that would like to, take a shot at our boy. JR in Vermont. What's up, JR?
Hey, Evan, Tiki, Sean, how you doing, guys? Long-time listener. Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you for
Appreciate
calling.
it. Sean, man, I listen to you every day, and every day I cringe more and more and more. You are such a homer, dude. I can't stand the excuses. Just accept that you lost and got swept by the team that you hate most in the NHL, which is the dynasty-holding New York Islanders. The Rangers are nothing. They're going nowhere. Just accept it, my friend. Die gracefully, please.
Well said. Before you respond, Sean, can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
He will fully deny that he hates the New York Islanders. Go ahead.
They treat me well. I cannot wait to sit with the owner tomorrow night. Excited about that.
Wait, you're going?
Yeah, I'm going to the Island again tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You're going with Gio.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
I want you to tell him.
You didn't back out yet.
No, I'm going to
Nah.
go. I'm going to go.
Tell him to his face the sweep doesn't count.
I will. I have no problem. By the way, again, it's Islanders wins in the ledger. You can't break the brooms out when you're playing a team that quit.
Tell him I said what's up.
I will.
Thank you.
That's all. Again, enjoy the wins. You're mad that we're not mad, and I think that's a very sad state for the Islander organization.
Michael in Oyster Bay. Hey, Michael.
Hey, how's it doing? I think Sean is down horrendous right now. He's so mad he could barely function. He's celebrating his team quitting. He's celebrating a team quitting, a team that charges $400 to sit in the upper deck. And this guy's like, oh, we don't even care. It's your 100th anniversary, Sean. You've been talking to me all year long. All year long. It's been 100 years. You've won one cup in 86 years. All you know is failure. The Islanders, pure dynasty. Matthew Schaefer now. You're going to be looking at the Islander crest in the top of the standings for a decade.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Sean,
sure I will.
that's why you don't care.
There
I'm
you
sure I
go.
will.
Well said, Michael.
I'm sure I will. First of all, don't give me the crap about the 100th season. With all due respect, my other favorite team, I sat through the worst 100th season on planet Earth with the New York Giants. The 100th season doesn't mean crap to me. And if I hear one more thing about the Islander dynasty, I am knocking on the door of 40 years old. I never took a breath on this earth when any of those Stanley Cups happened. So all these people talk about dynasty. You're close to dying if you've seen the dynasty. So get lost bringing that up.
Wow.
Let's go to Eric on Long Island. Hey, Eric.
Hey, listen, love it. Love starting with the hockey. Sean, you're talking about your all-world goalie who's not playing. Let me explain something to you. The all-world goalie by far this year is the other Russian goalie in this town, who, according to the NHL Network, they did their picks for the conference championships. Two of the four guys, Steve Weeks and Tocchet, have the New York Islanders representing the Eastern Conference in the finals saying nobody is beating Sorokin 4 times in a 7-game series.
That's
Nobody.
great. Wow. I think that'd be great. He got benched last year, so let's hope he's good this year.
And what that means is, Evan, you were with Craig back then, you're going to have to teach these 2 guys how to bathe you in milk. Because it's coming this year.
Well, hopefully we don't have to be desperate enough. Remember, the milk bath occurred before the final game at Nassau. We were down to a loss, we go home, a win, we force a 7th game. And so it was desperate times call for desperate measures. We're not there yet. Hopefully we don't have to be desperate.
Yeah.
And by the way, it worked. The Islanders won that game, and then we all know what happened, unfortunately, in Game 7.
Right.
So, listen, what Sean has to realize, and Tiki already knows, is that this April and this May, and maybe even this June, there is one winter sports team that you can truly trust.
Okay.
And that is the team that resides at UBS.
Just bank something in the back of your brain, Evan, because you know this. When do I typically type out my Cinco de Lunchos?
Usually on your train ride in.
Okay.
Why?
So just keep that in mind later for Cinco de Lunch.
Okay.
And when did I find out what you may be wanting to open the show with?
After you made dumbass comments to me at about 8:45 when I started rubbing in the Islanders sweep, and his response was, "It doesn't count." And I said, "I am now pissed at you the way I was pissed at Tiki." So yeah, right around that moment.
You're no longer pissed at me, by the way.
So after my train ride in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just wait for Cinco de Lunch later.
Okay.
Sean, you might get kicked out of Ledecky's box. Just saying.
I mean, he should.
I'm going to sit there. I'm going to eat those chicken sandwiches with a smile on my face.
You can learn from me. All you have to do is what I do with the Knicks as a Net fan and say, you got me. I'm a dead carcass on the side of the road. I wanted to win the game, which I always do. I always say it.
No, we want the first pick right now.
Okay. I want the first pick, too. But when it involves the Knicks, I want to win. And I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
You're not.
No,
That's
you
the
know
difference.
what? You know what? No, Tiki, this is because I have facts to back me up. You and your Islander brethren, now you've really pissed me off.
Why?
Because last year, when I sat at UBS, as the Rangers put up a touchdown on the Islanders, as they were still trying to make the playoffs, all I remember that night around Islander fans was, hey, we're trying to get the number 1 pick. We're tanking. You guys enjoyed this win. And you got Matthew Schaefer, and that's all you guys have talked about since. So now, when the Rapids got the gun on the other, now you don't like that answer? It's very funny how 8 months can change the answer. Suddenly that answer doesn't work for you.
Because I know as someone who's tanking, it all changes when we play a rival.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, I know
If it changed, then I wouldn't have been doing Talking Giants at 8:30 last night with the game on mute. I would have been locked in with the popcorn in my hand. Nobody cares.
Who do you want, by the way, in the draft?
I don't know any of their names.
Exactly.
There you go.
That was the
There you
next
go.
part. That's
tanking for nobody.
Right. He doesn't even know who he wants. So he's got to give us this tanking crap. We'll get back to your calls. Does Kirk Cousins make a lot of sense? Tiki's kind of teaching us that maybe it's in this ombudsman, I don't know if that's yours, right? Coaching role.
That is the right word. Ombudsman.
Yeah,
It's like
I
an
did
opinion.
get it, right? We'll get your calls about that, plus Angry Islander fans, 888-808-1019, plus a denial from John Gruden and a response from Zach Rosenblatt later in the program. We're all live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
I'm Chris Lopresti, and this Rutgers Report is brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. Well, it's crunch time for the Rutgers men's basketball team. As we get ready to hit February, the Scarlet Knights are halfway through their Big Ten Conference schedule. Just 2-8 thus far, 10-11 overall. They're sitting 14th in the 18-team league, following 4 straight losses, including an overtime heartbreaker Tuesday night against 7th-ranked Michigan State. A big trip out west now, back-to-back road games in the Los Angeles area as they'll visit USC on Saturday, a 7 p.m. tip New York time. And then this coming Tuesday, they're at UCLA. Meantime, the 2026 Rutgers football schedule announced earlier this week. They will open up at home Thursday, September 3rd against UMass. 4 of their first 5 games are at home, including Howard, as well as Big Ten opponents USC and Indiana. That's your Rutgers Reports, brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health. I'm Chris Lopresti.
Hey, it's Tiki here. I'm constantly on the go between the fan, taking care of my kids, various events, meetings, football games. The list goes on and on and on. But one of the things I value most is feeling safe and also knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them at home. That's why I turn to our great partners at Sloman's Home Security to install their innovative ShieldLink system in my own house. The Sloman ShieldLink system is a smart home security solution that easily and seamlessly combines safety, convenience, and most importantly, peace of mind. Whether I'm home or away, I can manage anything right from my phone. My security system, home automation, my entertainment system, everything is right there at my fingertips. Our security lighting turns on as soon as we turn our alarm system on. So whether we're home going to sleep or away, we know that we're safe and our home feels protected. Just give them a call at 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit online Slomans.com to learn how Sloman Shield Link can give you peace of mind in your home and when you're on the go, just like me.
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theurer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theurer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theurer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff. The final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me.
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker. Yes. Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
Oh! There's never been anything like this.
UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood One is WFAN.
Tiki mentions Kirk Cousins. It made me sick last night, but he is right about this. The other veteran quarterbacks that are going to be free agents, it is not an impressive list. You've got Russell Wilson. No, thank you. You've got Joe Flacco.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that twice.
Right.
You've got Daniel Jones, who I'd be intrigued by if he wasn't coming off of yet another major injury.
And this one an Achilles.
Yeah. You've got Aaron Rodgers. Been there, done that. You've got Tyrod Taylor. Been there, done that. You've got Marcus Mariota. You got Kenny Pickett, who certainly fits the young lottery ticket card, but I don't think there's much there. You have Mitchell Trubisky. You've got Jimmy Garoppolo. You've got Trey Lance. You've got Carson Wentz. We've talked a lot about Malik Willis, Teddy Bridgewater, Gardner Minshew, Snoop Huntley, Sam Howell, and then maybe guys who get released. Guys like Tua.
Yeah.
Guys like Kyler Murray. And I'm in this boat now as a Jet fan where either build me something for the future or let's just suck completely. Being in the middle is the worst place to be.
Right. I agree with you because it puts you in a position, again, in 2027, the draft, to not be able to draft whoever you want. Now, with that being said, we've talked about this before. Because of the Jets' draft capital that they have 3 first-round picks next year. You can really go wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Because there will be teams who say, no matter what, cost them out.
We're taking Arch no matter what. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, the longer you let this thing delay, the longer this thing continues to be a cluster.
Yeah.
And so at some point, you have to have a plan. And I'm trying to be fair to the Jets right now. I don't know how they have a plan at quarterback.
Doesn't sound like they do.
It doesn't sound like they do, but I'm just saying, if I was Darren Muji, what would be my plan? It's hard to figure it.
Yeah. It's cloudy. It's not an easy fix.
I mean, last year for the Giants, for instance, let's just use them as an example.
Yep.
It was kind of easy to figure out the plan. Get one of these veteran backups, whether it was Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, it doesn't matter. Go get a veteran backup and then draft a quarterback.
And you knew, even though Shedeur ended up dropping and we didn't know where Jackson Dart would fall, you knew you had a choice of a prospect.
Yes.
Right now, it doesn't feel like anyone's a legitimate prospect after Mendoza.
No.
I mean, Ty Simpson, maybe, I guess.
Right.
But he doesn't feel like the kind of prospects that you had the choice of last year. By the way, I said a lot of mean things to Sean Morash, but I give him a lot of credit. He requested a few seconds of airtime before we get back to your phone call. So, Sean, take it away.
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
No, thank you.
Matthew Schaefer is the new king.
That's very nice,
of New
Sean.
York sports.
You don't have to say it again.
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
Committed to that, huh? Committed to that.
Evan's mic has been turned off for 15 seconds. I will not stand for AI. Evan's hotkeys have been turned off for 15 seconds.
Come on now. Come on.
Mine's not.
I felt violated.
I agree. All right, let's get to your calls. If you're just tuning in, obviously the Islanders did unspeakable things to the Rangers this season, sweeping them in 4 games, outscoring them. I think the combined number was 14-4. Is that the exact number, Sean?
Don't know. Barely watched the last two nights.
Was it 14-4?
I don't know.
And Sean
You tell me. You seem to know. Suddenly you care about hockey, so you tell me.
Sean is dismissing it as it doesn't count. Let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Let's go to Alex in New Canaan. Hey, Alex.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All's good.
Now, bear with me a second because I'm trying to think outside the box.
All right.
So just hear it all out and let me know what you think.
All plans
I don't know
welcome.
if it's possible.
All
but
plans
here's what
are
I'm
welcome.
thinking. If the Jets can get Frank Reich in as their guy, and they need a quarterback, I know that everybody in Minnesota, a lot of these fans especially, don't like J.J. McCarthy. Now, both J.J. McCarthy and Frank Reich are devout Christians. They're the same types of personality.
Mm-hmm.
What would if they were willing to, what would you give up? Especially you, Evan.
Yeah.
What could we trade for? What pick could we trade to get J.J. McCarthy?
I think that's
and
a
Frank
great
Reich
idea.
together.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's a great idea because the thing that appeals to me, and I've said this a lot to Tiki over the last 2 years, is hope for the future. And while I'm not the biggest J.J. McCarthy fan, I don't know who is at this point.
But he's a winner.
He won in college.
Right.
And he's also young. He's also not fully damaged goods. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He hasn't really gotten the full opportunity. So what pick would I trade? I'm not trading one of my ones. But what
I don't think you need to.
I don't think I need to either. I think a third-round pick would get it done.
Third or maybe even fourth. So because he hasn't proven anything
I would
yet.
be very intrigued by that. And again, I say that as someone that isn't even high on J.J. McCarthy, but it goes back to your point of what are the other options right now?
Yeah, but that then creates a challenge for Minnesota. Like, what is Minnesota's going to have expectation?
But don't you think the sense you get about the Vikings is that they're going to add a veteran quarterback, that they're done with J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, but again, who? Like, who is out there that's going to take the
Aaron?
I stopped talking before I got there because I knew exactly who the answer was.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think.
If he is available.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
We mentioned him before. We just moved on very quickly because the Jets aren't bringing him in. I think that is a really solid idea. And again, I say it as someone that doesn't believe JJ is going to come here and be a star, but I love the idea of someone young and someone that at least gives us hope. The thing we want as sports fans is a belief, is a hope. And my issue with Kirk Cousins when you brought him up to me last night with our pillow talk is that he's going to be 38 when the season starts.
And he's not Matt Stafford.
Right, no, he's not.
Matt Stafford at 38, you're like, dude, he might be able to still win. Kirk Cousins, it's very questionable.
I think there'll be wins. I just don't think there'll be enough to be good and almost too many
Which is why I positioned it as not being good, but being a mentor for whoever the young quarterback is and potentially a future coach.
Ramon is in Flushing. Good morning, Ramon.
Hey, Ramon.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up?
Let me tell you, it's killing me because if you ain't seen the Islanders, then your point is moot. I still wear a number 19 Chartier jersey.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
You don't know when the Islanders were great.
Yeah, you don't know, Sean, you
if
loser.
you're a Giants fan, if you never saw Lawrence Taylor play, your point is moot. You know, you guys are a little younger than I am.
Yeah,
But
he's saying all of your points are moot, Sean, your response.
What a way to go about life. So when you're 38 years old, you can't possibly have an opinion on sports because I wasn't alive in the early 80s. I'm sorry.
I will defend you in this regard.
But you probably, even if you didn't watch it live, you know Lawrence Taylor.
My middle name is Taylor. My daughter's name is Taylor. My dad grew up telling us about Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor. Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to defend you in this regard. I have great respect for the Islanders dynasty, just like I have great respect for the 1986 New York Mets. And so what I'm about to say, I hope anyone over the age of 45 will understand and respect, because I respect my team's history. But I got to tell you, I'm sick and tired now of only living with that. I want to win. I'm 42 years old. If you're my age, you haven't seen anything. So I love history. I appreciate history. I teach my kids about the Met history and the Islander history and the Net history and the crappy Jet history. But it's about time we have our own freaking history.
Yeah, especially when all you follow are the Ets.
What?
When all you follow are the Ets.
Yeah, losers is what he's trying to say.
I didn't say that. You said that.
It sounds like us.
I love the Jets.
We too. I do too. They just suck. What can I tell you? Let's go to Eric in Rivervale, New Jersey. Hey, Eric.
What up, Eric?
Tiki, what's going on, boys? How are you?
All's good.
What's up?
Great show. And, here we are again, talking about the hapless and, seemingly hopeless Jets for the first time, in a long time, where I legitimately agree with you, Evan, as far as, being hopeless. There's always been a tinge of hope. Now, I literally have no idea what their plan is. And I don't know why, Tiki, but I tend to agree with you on Kirk Cousins. Yes. I don't hate it.
Yes.
I mean, J.J. McCarthy, no thank you. I could care less. J.J. McCarthy, no, not having it.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins, at least with the offense, makes them somewhat respectable, right? I mean, the offense is not where the problem lies for the Jets, right? They're not that far away. Obviously, we need a quarterback, which is a big piece, but Kirk Cousins at least makes them, I think, respectable. If Frank Reich is the offensive coordinator, which it seems like it might be, I think that solves the offensive, problem. And then obviously you can have AG focus on the defense, and that's where they're going to spend their draft capital. I would guess that's, either that first or second round pick they're going to probably use on a quarterback. So that to me is the future. To Evan's point, you don't want to win, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. And I don't think Kirk Cousins wins 8-9 games. I think maybe he wins 3.
Yeah.
Right? And that's okay.
Right. But
well, to me, it's respectable.
Right. And if he wins some games, he helps whoever you draft in the second round or whatever maybe become an idea, even though you could, in theory, draft another quarterback the next year because you have so many first-round picks. It just feels like it's a plan. Because I don't know what the plan is.
Well, all you can do is look at the coaching search, and it tells you there is no plan.
Right. And by the way, the Jets under Aaron Glenn, we saw this all last offseason, are ridiculously buttoned up to the point where it felt like, what the hell's going on?
Where nothing would leak out?
Nothing leaked out at all.
Yeah.
And so, I in some ways, that's a good thing. But if you're trying to instill confidence in your fan base, it's not a good thing.
No.
Because it looks directionless.
It looks directionless, and I think this year more than any other year, they're going to have a tough time convincing fans to show up to the stadium.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason to believe. Now, when you have a lot of cap space and you've got multiple first-round picks, it is kind of easier to at least put some talent on the roster and say, see, here you go, which I think will happen. The problem is right now this coaching staff is at the lowest approval rating I could remember a coaching staff have. I mean, Gase had it, I guess. Kotite obviously had it many years ago. But we're 1 year in, and it actually feels on a Gase level, which is incredible.
Right.
Let's go to Frankie in Staten Island. Hey, Frankie.
What's up, boys?
What's up?
Evan, what made you talk about hockey this morning when you wake up and the Icelanders? Well, I haven't heard you speak hockey in a long time.
What made this happen is that the Islanders will beat the Rangers last night. I watched the game, which I admit I swoop in and out, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then this morning I saw my dear friend, my coworker, Sean Morash, and I said, hey, we swept your ass. And then I sent him a picture of another one of our coworkers with a broom in his hands. Very simple, nice, fun talk.
Okay.
And then his response was, that doesn't count. And that really set me off, and that turned into this discussion. So it went from casual, hey, Islanders beat the Rangers, you're a bunch of losers, into him saying unspeakable things that are clearly false.
Yeah, Frankie, he said it doesn't count because he doesn't care.
Right.
And Sean, as a diehard Ranger fan myself, and I get it, I don't care either, but don't fish for excuses. It is what it is.
Thank you.
Right.
Let the
Rangers quit. That was it.
It is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. There's clearly culture in the locker room. It's got to be an ugly locker room in there. No one wants to play. I don't know. Is it the coaches? Is it jury? There's no explanation, but let's not make excuses.
It's like working with Evan.
Here's my point. Listen, this is going to make you happy. I'm on your side.
Go ahead, hit
Let's
me.
watch this
Let's
season.
go. Let's go.
Evan is 42. I'm 47. When JD and Sam said this one may last a lifetime, I may never see a Stanley Cup for the rest of my life. It's a real thing. But here's what's going to make me smile. Between all of Evan's 4 semi-pros teams, the Jets, the Mets, the Nets, and the Islanders, you're never going to see another championship in your lifetime, too.
Now watch this. Watch this, Sean. Frankie's right. Frankie makes a great point, and it is a fear that I have as a 42-year-old man.
I mean, you're only 7 points out of the top spot in the
That's
East.
making the playoffs. He said championship, and if he asks me a question, because he didn't ask it, he said it in a very demeaning way, hey, Evan, you're 42. Of all the semi-pro teams you root for, do you think you'll see a championship? I lean towards the answer being no. And if that's what you want to turn this argument into, unlike Sean, I'm honest about my teams.
No.
You're probably right. All I'm doing as a simpleton fan is saying to Sean the way many Islander fans are saying to Ranger fans this morning, hey, we whipped your ass. Hey, we swept you. Boy, that was embarrassing. And Sean could easily say, you're right. That was pathetic. Good for you. Good luck. Instead, he took the approach of it doesn't count. And that's it. So you can bring up all you want. The Islanders aren't going to win anything. The Nets aren't going to win anything. That's fine. That's also irrelevant. All I want is Sean to just admit he's mad that his team got embarrassed by the Islanders 4 straight times. He's mad that your arena, the Mecca, was filled with Islander fans chanting, let's go Islanders. That happened last night, and he doesn't want to admit it.
Well, I'm glad that the tickets came down enough for the poors from Long Island to finally afford them. That's number one. Number two, I'm just marking them. I tell you, this is the 104th day working with Evan where he did not listen to a word I said. When have I waved the pom-poms and thought any of my teams would win the championship? In fact, you guys get mad at me when I bring up how the Yankees aren't all the time. You get mad at me that I'm constantly negative. I'll do one step further. I'll checkmate you. Forget the 4 teams you root for. I'll go as far as to say, in my lifetime, we ain't seen another championship from any of the major four sports in this town, no matter who we root for.
See, that's what you did. I didn't bring other teams down when I made my comment. You did.
I don't have to. We all know. All of our teams suck. We suck.
Don't you believe the Giants are making steps?
I think they're making steps. Do I think
Don't you think the Yankees are always going to be in the postseason? That means they always have a chance?
You're not. Don't fall into the trap of not listening.
I'm just listening to what you're saying.
I think we're going to see plenty of more playoff games in our lives and all of that. But my gut tells me I've been a gluttonous pig with my Giants Super Bowls and my Yankee World Series.
Did you think they were winning in 07? No chance in hell.
I did.
Chance.
I did.
No, I'm talking about
preseason?
Preseason.
Tiki, I went through a long stretch of my life where I thought they were winning every year.
Yeah, he used to be one of those fans.
Now I'm not. I have the warts.
You don't think the Yankees can win a World Series?
Do I think they can? I think anybody is capable.
But you don't think they will?
No.
Shut up, Tubby.
No, you shut up. How about you make the right bullpen decisions and you not take out Max Fried too early versus Boston?
I think we're pretty good.
Okay. Don't take it out on me.
Took it out on Booney.
Let's go to Nate in Jersey City. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning, guys. Great show. I was 12 years old in 1980 when the Islanders won their first Stanley Cup, which means, according to Sean, I'm close to death. I saw 4 in a row. I hate the Islanders more than any other team, with the Red Sox a close second and the close third. Honestly, when we got beat 10-2 against the Bruins, that hurt more than last night or the last couple nights. When Drury sent that letter, it's over. It's just another loss. I know the Islander fans hate being the little brother, but it doesn't make a difference. A loss is a loss, and it didn't mean anything to us.
It could have been the Winnipeg Jets last night. It's just insert, rinse, repeat the rest of the year.
This isn't me, but I do want to bring something to the table to Tiki Barber and for Sean to defend himself on. But on April 10th, 2025, in a game that meant absolutely nothing because both teams are missing the playoffs, Sean Morash went to UBS Arena, took a picture of the ice before an Islander-Ranger game, and wrote, "Big Game Bob."
Correct.
So it was a big game?
No, you moron. I already brought up going to this game, and that was me mocking that it wasn't a big game.
I don't know. I mean,
because
we can't get sarcasm on social media.
Evan, here's what else you could do. Every single trip I've had to the last 3 years to the Barclays Center with you, I take a picture of the court, and I write, "Big Game Bob."
Fair enough.
Now you tell me.
Fair enough. All right, that's a fair defense. Let's go to Scott in East Brunswick. Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys. What's happening? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What's up?
Guys, I'm just calling about that hopelessness, the apathy of being a Jet fan. And Evan, I've been calling you since, forever. But Tiki, I was having the same conversation with Evan, and I think was it 2018, the year Josh McNown was the quarterback.
Yes.
And we were building for the draft. Suck for Sam. Evan, Evan, I've been with you. I knew this was a bad. I call you guys. I thought that you too, Tiki. They never surrounded Sam with talent, and now we're back there.
Yeah.
But here's the difference. It's 15 years later.
And it's the
My
same
wife
story.
was pregnant with our first kid. Tiki, he still hasn't seen a playoff game. He's turning 15.
He's
guys,
3 years
but here's
from college.
The problem.
He's 3 years from college.
Dude, Tiki, Evan, I'm also Mets, Nets, Jets. It's a sad life to have, but at least I have the Devils, so I saw 3. But guys, here's the problem. Here is the biggest problem with the leadership we have with Woody Johnson. I wanted this Aaron Glenn thing to work. You guys said it. No one wanted this job last year. We're talking like no one wanted this job. Still no one wants this job. But here's what they need to do, guys. It's rudderless, the directionless. There's no apathy. I said this, Evan, you said this weeks ago. What did Bill Parcells do in 97? He came in, they had the first pick. He traded down, got more picks. Traded down again, got more picks. You don't have talent on this team to rebuild yet. You need to continue. Ev, you said it, I think, the last week of the season. I don't care. I never wanted Dante Moore. I hope Mendoza works out. I don't think he's the guy that. We don't know what the future is. We had the guy. We had Sam, but we surrounded him with Frank Gore, who was 40, Robbie Anderson, no offensive line. But here's the thing. I have no hope. Evan, you said it. I don't want to go to a game. I want to go out there to see this garbage.
Right.
But this year, you can't reset the table, but what you can do is play hard, find some talented guys. Like, here's the thing, even during the Kotite era.
Scott, I think you said the right thing, and it's hard to think about this because it's hard to kick it down the line if you're a fan. They need talent.
Yeah.
If they can't get whoever they want or a quarterback at number 2, get more picks.
Yeah. The problem with get more picks, which I'm not against,
coming up.
You're right. We can make these fictitious trades, but I don't see a team targeting a specific player where they're going to give the Jets a lot for the number 2 overall pick. This isn't the right draft for that.
No, unless you're desperate for a linebacker or you really want Carnell Tate.
But even if you are, the track record of those kinds of trade-ups is different than the quarterback trade-up.
Right.
Which I know is a contradiction.
Trade-up, you get a lot of assets.
Yeah, you'll add another first-round pick for next year. I don't think they would even be able to do that. So I'm not against the idea of a trade back. I just don't know if there's a realistic scenario where that occurs. The other thing that's really, really troubling is that last year, and maybe this is my fault, maybe I'm an idiot, when Aaron Glenn took over, not that we thought they'd be great, but I didn't think they needed this.
Yeah.
Like an enema, like a complete, utter rebuild of the franchise. And that's where we are, where I'll never forget Robert Salah said it his second year into his Jet career. We'll talk a little bit about him later, because I'm not mad at him, though Jet fans are.
Why?
I'll get into it. Robert Salah said we're like an expansion team when we took over. Well, this is an expansion team. Like, they have some talent on offense, but defensively, they're like an expansion team. And it's crazy to me that in a year's time, they went from a roster that we all thought was really talented to, oh, yeah, now they're an expansion team and they just need talent.
Yeah,
like, how the hell did that happen in a year?
Talk to me about it.
Oh, it's going back to the Rangers now?
Yeah, that's what happened.
You know what? I need an update on what happened last night. Can you provide a more in-depth focus on what happened last night?
Sure. The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Stop me if you've heard this before. The Rangers lost again. The Islanders were the next in line to beat them 2-1. Former Ranger Carson Soucy scored for the Islanders, who swept the season series from the Rangers, who never once led in any of the 4 games they played. Evan happens to know the actual total score for some reason. The Devils, though, won in overtime as Frank the Tank wore a bag on his head in the upper bowl. But Jack Hughes did suffer a lower body injury just days before a Team USA hockey team expects him to be part of their Olympic team.
He's cursed this year.
Yeah, unfortunately. 2 things about Matthew Schaefer, who continues to be incredibly impressive. It's not just what he does on the ice, which continues to be awesome, scored another goal last night, but it's the things he says. Here are 2 things he said after last night's game, one of which is obvious, but I think it's important, especially for a young player who's going to be the face of the team and the king of this city, to acknowledge truths, because I don't think enough athletes do that. Listen to Matthew Schaefer acknowledging the truths between the Islanders and the Rangers.
I mean, coming in here, I know how much our fans hate the Rangers, and I know how much, it's a big rivalry, and I know how passionate we are.
It's a simple statement, but it's true.
Yeah.
He acknowledges that we hate the Rangers. They're a rival. These games matter. And then he did something that Kevin Durant did once for me, and I really enjoyed it. It's part of why I still have a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
Matthew Schaefer then decided to poke of the Ranger fan.
We can score here, and it gets loud because we got a lot of fans here. They can score there, it can get a little loud, but our fans are way louder than theirs. So, it's pretty fun when we, go on the board and our fans are cheering.
He's not wrong. The Ranger fans aren't there.
There you go. I appreciate you acknowledging that. That's all we want. Acknowledgement that last night at Madison Square Garden, it's unique. And I would argue it was one of the loudest pro-Islander Garden crowds I've heard in a very long time. And I get the circumstances. You don't have to repeat yourself, Sean. We get it. You suck, blah, 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 blah. I don't make those excuses when Knick fans fill Barclays Center.
Right.
Yeah, we suck too. I get it. We all know.
Yeah, but you're used to it.
Yeah.
I don't think the Ranger fan is used to it.
Get used to it, bro. Just leave it at that.
Okay, I'm sure we're about to be on this decade run of the Islanders owning the town.
Oh, okay. I think we're on a decade run of your team sucking. Do you trust Chris Drury?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then stop right there.
No, but you said a decade. I also trust that James Dolan's not insane, and he'll see that this can't continue that much longer. No matter how many times Craig brings him in.
Those are the famous last words.
Yeah.
I can't believe you even said that. Can you repeat that one more time?
I trust James Dolan not to continue this insanity. I do. Most trustworthy owner in New York.
I'm going to save that clip. And I think
actually not
year,
anymore. I'm sorry. Giant ownership brought in John Harbaugh. They top it.
Yeah, exactly.
January 30th, 2027. I'm going to play that clip just to see if the Rangers are in a better place. More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And speaking of the Jets and ownership, John Gruden was offered a job with the Jets. Or was he? We'll take a listen to John Gruden's denial and try to figure out what the heck happened. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan till 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Back when I was playing, creatine was a locker room secret. Players knew about it. Trainers knew. But the fans, you guys didn't. Now the secret is out. Creatine boosts strength, speeds up recovery, and even helps brain health. That's why I take GAT Sports new creatine chews, 5 grams per serving. No sugar, no shaker, and no mess. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com using code TIKI30. That's GAT sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Sport Creatine Chews. Fuel up and compete harder.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
It flew under the radar this week, but after all the moaning and whining about the snow in the AFC Championship game, Broncos CEO Greg Penner said the retractable roof in their new stadium would have been closed in such a situation. Add roofs in new stadiums in Kansas City and Cleveland over the next few years, and we may as well play these games in empty warehouses. Stop trying to de-weatherize football. I'm Chris Mack.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2026. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Are you ready to start something new in 2026? Why not make it the engine of your new Jeep at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram? During the Start Something New sales event, Ramsey has your perfect lease for your perfect new Jeep. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
2 champions from opposite sides of the Hudson.
Live in New York City.
Tiafimo, the Brooklyn-born king of 140.
It's going down.
Shakur, the pound-for-pound undefeated prince from Newark.
I'm coming to win.
Ready to settle a score the world's been waiting for at the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden.
Welcome to New York.
The ring and WBO Junior Welterweight Championships are on the line. Who will be king of New York? Don't miss Tiafimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Ring 6, January 31st, only on DAZN.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me!
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker.
Yes.
Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
There's never been anything like this.
Yes. UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain Scent Boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Back in 60.
Are you really eating during the commercial break?
You bet. These Factor meals keep my head in the game.
Oh, yeah? So what do you got there?
This year's filet mignon and creamy Parmesan shrimp. With Factor, I get chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals delivered weekly. Perfect for pros like us.
Oh, so you're a pro now, too?
Box says, Factor, eat like a pro. So, yeah.
I think it's time for you to share a bite like a pro.
No. Get your own at factormeals.com. Factor, eat like a pro.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
We'll get to basically every sport today. I think that's the beauty of this time of year. We've already touched on the Islanders whipping the Rangers Tookuses, the Jets quarterback situation. We'll get into the Super Bowl, Knicks-Lakers this Sunday night, the Cinco de Luncho, another reason why the Knicks shouldn't trade Cat. So a lot to do over the next 3 hours. And, of course, your calls at 888-808-1019. So Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic, who's a hell of a reporter, we all trust him, reported the other day that the Jets reached out to John Gruden. And John Gruden said, no, I'm good. And I said to you at the time, I'm curious if John Gruden will just answer the speculation.
Right.
Whether it's with Barstool or somewhere else. Yesterday, he was on Tampa Bay Sports Talk Radio and was asked directly, like, can you address the rumors that the New York Jets pursued you for the offensive coordinating job? Here was John Gruden's answer.
Well, there's a lot of reports we're not going to get into. As you know, there's a lot of stupid rumors out there. Some of these reports are ridiculous. Let's just say that there was never anything from the Jets, and I wish them well in their search for a new offensive coordinator.
What do you make of that, D?
I think it's nuance. It's how you hear it. There's never anything from the Jets. I'm assuming he's saying there never was an offer from the Jets. But I don't put it past the Jets from actually have reached out and had a conversation. Hey, you know, what you doing? How's life? You like your podcast and your YouTube show? And do you ever think about coaching again? Especially an offensive coordinator role? No, I'm good. You know, I like my life now. I'm fine. I'm good. I love telling people about flip cards and everything else. So I think there probably was a conversation, but not a formal offer.
Yeah, that's where the semantics games come in. Because I do think nowadays, and I know Jet fans do this, and I am not on their side. That's why I'm going to try to be the voice of reason with them. They like to believe that Diana Rossini and Zach Rosenblatt are saying things that aren't true.
Yes.
Maybe because they don't like what they're hearing. And the reality is they're good reporters. Now, do they get information sometimes from people that have motivations on why they're releasing that information? Absolutely. And I think that's always something you have to worry about with reports. But that doesn't make it not true. Just because something is put out there for a reason doesn't mean it's not true, like it's made up. Trust me. These guys and gals are not making stuff up to get clicks for The Athletic. And we'll talk to Zach coming up at 1 o'clock, and hopefully we can shed some new light on not just the Gruden stuff, but everything else going around the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think they're making things up. I think it gets twisted to making it sound like the Jets made an offer when the report is actually the Jets just talked to him.
Right. And John is twisting it, I think, by saying no one reached out to me when maybe they didn't reach out to him, but they reached out to his agent or something of that nature, or reached out to a friend of his that would know him. Like you said, Rondé loves him. Does Rondé talk to John Gruden?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so hear me out. None of this is true. If you called up Rondé, your brother, and said, hey, what if John Gruden hosts a show on WFAN along with Barstool? And Rondé's like, yeah, before you even get there, not interested. He's got an exclusive deal with Barstool. You technically could say, yeah, we reached out to John Gruden. FAN reached out to John Gruden. And then if you asked John Gruden, he'd say, no one reached out to me, which is also true because you didn't reach out to him.
That's right.
So I think it's one of those semantical games. there's no doubt in my mind the Jets pursue John Gruden. And let me tell you something else. And we'll ask Zach this, because I heard Craig say this the other day, and I say the same thing about Craig I say about Rosenblatt. Craig ain't making crap up. I'm sure he heard. And what he heard is that Aaron Glenn offered it. And what I would probably presume to you is, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he didn't hear that. I'm saying whoever told him that has motivations to say that. And here are the motivations. It makes Aaron Glenn look small if it's the owner reaching out. So I always think there's motivation for why things are leaked out.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because then it leads to us speculating. So I admit, I raise my hand. I'm speculating when I tell you this. I don't believe for a second it was Aaron Glenn. I believe it was Woody Johnson.
Yeah, but I also...
That's how I look at it.
Who benefits from something like this leaking out? Who benefits the most?
Great question. I think Gruden does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
John Gruden benefits most from this
because it shows there's an interest in it.
So it shows that there's an NFL team, because we haven't heard anybody requesting an interview for John Gruden for their head coaching openings in the last 3 years to whatever it's been since he got fired from the or stepped down technically from the Raiders.
Unless it was not reported, and we're like you said, we're just not aware of it.
We're just not aware of it. I have not heard anything. But if you want to get yourself back into that conversation, into that circle, then you have your agent leak it to somebody. And ultimately, it feels like, oh, well, John Gruden actually is back into the coaching circle, even though he denied it. But denying doesn't mean anything in sports, especially when it comes to coaches.
I agree. It's the tricky part about stories like this because it's tough to believe everything, and it doesn't mean who's telling you that is making stuff up. No one's making stuff up, but there's always motivations for why things are out there. You just said the benefit of John Gruden, and I said it would make Aaron Glenn look awful if it got leaked out that it wasn't Aaron Glenn reaching out to John Gruden, because then it would make it look like, wow, they're ready to replace him.
Right.
It makes Aaron Glenn look good that he reached out, that he has enough self-confidence in himself to say, hey, I'm reaching out to a Super Bowl winning head coach, because it's true, it would make him look good. I'd be the first to admit it. I'd say, wow. That's a lot of self-confidence.
Right.
Like, Aaron Glenn reaching out to ask John Gruden to work for him is like me reaching out to Francesa and saying, would you like to be the third wheel on this show?
Well, I think it's
like,
also...
what?
No, I think it's specific to what he's looking for. So I could understand why Aaron Glenn potentially would want this, because he's basically saying, I want to hire you as the head coach of the offense.
Right.
And I know you've been a head coach before. You're having offensive acumen. I trust you to handle this without me having to oversee you. It's why he ultimately is likely to hire Frank Reich, because being a former head coach, obviously being an offensive coordinator for a team that went to a Super Bowl, like it just feels like Aaron Glenn is fully delegating offensive duties.
Yeah.
So that he can focus on being a head coach / defensive coordinator.
I am not one to be bullied. Okay, you could say whatever you want to me. I don't care, but I have to admit something. I got bullied last night. My hair looks different today. I don't know if you noticed that. I kind of combed it to the side.
Why?
Because somebody who listens to this show religiously reached out to me to make fun of the way my hair looked yesterday and gave me advice that I should comb it to the side. And I got bullied by this person. And that's embarrassing enough until I tell you who the person was. I got bullied by Ozzie and Woodridge. He mocked my hair so much and advised me to comb it to the side that my hair is different today because of Ozzie and Woodridge. And I hate myself for it.
I got bullied by him, too, about my hair.
You don't have any hair.
Have you noticed I haven't stopped wearing winter hats for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Because he called in 2 weeks ago and said, buddy, I got to be honest with you. In that chair, you look awful bald. You have to keep wearing hats on the stream on YouTube. And I haven't taken off a winter hat since.
So we both have now been bullied by Ozzie and Woodridge?
About
just
your
a
head?
Caller?
He said it
Is
just
it because
doesn't.
you're sitting?
I guess. He said it doesn't look right in this new chair on YouTube. And he said, you look horrible.
Wow.
He said, wear hats.
And that's what he did to me, except he said, comb my hair to the side.
So he's playing both of us with our
Hold on.
heads?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me look at this.
What
on
are you
YouTube.
looking at?
I got to look on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got to look at
Tiki's
YouTube.
gonna analyze
and I
it
need
now.
you to take your hat off in a second. Not yet.
I'm scared now.
Right now, Sean, for the radio audience, is wearing a New York Rangers winter hat. For those that are not aware, the Rangers got embarrassed by the Islanders. They lost 4 straight to them, got outscored, something absurd like 14-4. It's the first time they've been swept with all losses in regulation ever.
Okay, take it off. Let me see.
Hat is now off.
What do you think? It's delayed.
What do you think of his bald, beautiful head now?
It's actually really cold.
It's really delayed.
Oh, wow.
It's like super delayed because your hat's still on. I'm still waiting for this hat to come off.
That's a great YouTube advertisement.
That's everything.
Actually,
though.
it's smart because if we should say something bad, untoward, not suitable for children. There it goes. Now your hat's off. It's just bright. It's not bad. It's just bright. You got a shiny dome.
Thank you.
A shiny dome means a healthy dome.
That's
what I always say.
Yeah, my doctor has told me how healthy I am.
So screw Ozzy. Keep your hat off, dude. You look good, especially sitting next to me because you're in the middle box. I'm on the left box or the right box. Evan's on the left box. We look good. Baldies together.
All right.
All right, so Sean, go back to being bald. What about my parted hair?
The tint
You're
is
all right with
off
that?
a little bit, so maybe you look a little Caucasian, but that's okay.
I don't know if you've heard. I am Caucasian.
Now about the hair, am I good? Or should I go back to my
I
other
think
look?
you should go back to the other way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Screw you, Ozzy.
Ozzy's wrong.
Yeah, bullying me.
Yeah, your hair you look old that way. You look like an old man that way.
I don't want to look
Do
like
it
an
the
old
other
man.
way.
All right, I'm going back to my old look. Anyhow, let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. This person agrees with Sean. Let's skip him. This person agrees with Sean. Let's skip him. Oh, God. How do you have so many people agreeing with you?
Because they're Ranger fans.
None of you heard, Evan. More often than not, I'm right.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to Anthony on Long Island. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Evan, Tiki, what's going on, guys?
Oh,
How you
good.
doing?
Good, man.
Good.
All right. Two things, all right? First, the Jets, right? Did you watch Malik Willis play versus Baltimore and then the game before when Love had the concussion and Malik Willis came in? I mean, he looked like Lamar Jackson. And I know that's a stretch, but he looked good, man. Did you see the game? I mean, he looked unbelievable. Now, you got nothing to lose if you're a Jets fan. I'm personally not a Jets fan, but you have nothing to lose. Go sign that kid. Let him play. See what he does. I personally think he's going to be a really good quarterback.
The challenge is other teams might want him, and he gets to choose.
Yeah, but think about this before you continue, Anthony. He's made 6 career starts in the NFL. Aren't the Jets, especially with the cap space they have? No, I'm going to defend your point. Don't worry. With the 6 starts, I wonder if teams are really going to be willing to take the financial risk that the Jets are, more willing probably and have more cap space and more desperate to do. Because we are talking about a guy that's only started 6 games in his NFL career. So I wonder if the Jets are actually more well-positioned to be the team that offers this kid the real opportunity.
I get it. If he's available and it's worth doing and you know you can do it, I would do it. I think the kid's going to be a solid quarterback. Now again, the Jets seem to ruin quarterbacks no matter who goes there, but
sure,
you know I think he's going to be good. My second point is see now listen, I'm an Islanders fan, a Red Sox fan, a Giants fan, and a Knicks fan. Now, it always seems to me, now this is for sure, it always, yes, a little confusing, right? I'm from New York, too. But you know, it always seems to me that Rangers, Giants, and Yankee fans, they just can never admit when they get their butt whooped. They just can't admit it. Now, I want to ask Sean, you can't admit to the Rangers. Now, what do you have to say about 2004 when the Red Sox came back and swept the Yankees, something that's never been done before in sports? Do you have an excuse for that? Do you have an excuse why Joe Torre kept pitching to Ortiz like a blooming fool? Do you have an excuse for that?
All right, I got to stop him.
Do you have an excuse for being a biatch? No, the Yankees got embarrassed, and they've basically never recovered from that. I love this idea that we always have excuses. Nobody admits their team sucks more than Yankee, Giant, and Ranger fans, and then we get criticized by the other teams in town and their fan base going, "You don't know how good you have it."
No, I think he worded his criticism of you incorrectly. It's not that you can't admit that you suck. You have freely admitted that the Ranger direction and directionless is making you sick, and you're not happy about where they're going. What Ranger and Yankee fans, I don't even know if I'd include the Giants in this. I think I'm going to exonerate you guys. And I would say Knicks fans, all right? I'd actually take out the Giants, put the Knicks in, is that losing to little brother is something you have a very difficult time accepting. That's where I think the issue lies.
Yeah.
Like, if the Mets beat the Yankees, it's your World Series. If the Nets beat the Knicks, you have 30 fans. And in this case, if the Islanders beat the Rangers, it doesn't count. And I think that's where the issue lies. Not that you won't admit you suck, but when you lose to perceived little brother, and there's no doubt, in terms of popularity and success, actually not success when it comes to hockey and basketball, only baseball, when it comes to popularity, we are little brother.
Right.
I freely admit it. I root for all little brothers in this town. I'm universal in that. You guys, specifically Yankees, Knicks, and Rangers fans, have a difficult time accepting it. That's the issue you run into.
Okay, so I think you worded this better, so maybe I'll word my retort better.
And I take the Giants out because I don't sense that between us.
No, and
as much, maybe it's because we don't play a lot.
Yeah, and I think every 4 years, though, on that week, you sense it. But to your point, this is the issue. You're right. It sucks when the Yankees lose to them. I say it all the time. When Yankee fans complain and they do the world, I go, come on, guys. You don't want to lose to the Mets, the whole deal. And I think that does apply with the Rangers and Islanders are in the same division. I think the difference here, what I'm trying to convey is the Rangers themselves as an organization took the fun out of the lead up and build up and going to these games away from it. They sucked that out of us when they wrote that letter. These games, I remember being at UBS a month ago for that second one. They were that'll be a fun back-to-back nights. They took it. They told us not to care.
I got you.
So that's why you're not getting our blood today because our organization told us we don't care.
Okay. I completely disagree because when I was at Madison Square Garden last week for a more lifeless team, the Brooklyn Nets, I wanted to win. And I was pissed off that they lost by 80. Like, I admitted it. I don't play any games. Well, it doesn't count. 13 in a row doesn't count. No, you kicked my butts, man.
Not an ounce of me sat down the list 2 nights and gave a single solitary crap if we won those games.
Sean is in Newburgh. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Quick question. I got a Jets trade idea.
Yes.
For next year. So nobody can agree on the pick this year, number 2. And I don't think anybody wants Glenn making that decision. Maybe Muji's got more say, but whatever the case, why not call up the Raiders and tell them they could have pick 2 for next year's first? Because Mendoza's a rookie. He might stink, right? And then they'll be back in the top 5 next year, and you have potentially 2 top 5 picks to get the QB you want.
That's an interesting idea. I didn't see that one coming. Right. I guess my question would be, what is the motivation for the Raiders to do that? Is it, hey, we have to set Mendoza up for success, so we'll take that second pick, use it on our offensive lineman immediately so we can rebuild our offensive line? Like, is there enough value for the Raiders to do it? And the negative on my part is that I'm basically punting this season even more in terms of not even getting an asset for this season.
Yeah.
Like, if you're giving me a second-round pick plus next year's one, it's a different story. But I do love the idea of having the Raiders' first-round pick next year, so I can sit there and root against Mendoza the whole year.
But it's funny because he was just that last caller, not this last one. The one before was talking about Malik Willis, and I was just watching Malik Willis.
Yes,
dude is so good.
Oh, so you're drawn in by him?
I'm now even more drawn in because I just spent the last 5 minutes watching his last couple of games of the season. Dude, he makes every decision the correct one, but to hold it, take the sack. His fakes are like precise. The ball comes out on time, accurate. I wouldn't be surprised because he's a free agent.
Yeah.
And he can go wherever he wants.
Yes, he can.
And if you're Malik Willis and Tom Brady comes calling, could you imagine going to the Raiders?
And then them trading out on Mendoza?
Trading out and getting – because they have talent on the team.
Oh, sign me up. I get Mendoza.
Brock Bowers, right? There's talent on that roster. Not a ton, but there are some pieces to build around. Can you imagine if Tom Brady convinces Malik Willis to be the Raiders quarterback?
Yeah, but you realize why you're playing with my emotions?
Why?
Because if that happens, they're trading out of 1.
I know.
I got Mendoza.
Well,
then they get a bunch of assets.
Unless somebody else is trading into 1 to get Mendoza.
Yeah, but I think the Jets will inherently have the edge, A, picking number 2, and then B, having the assets that they would need. I just don't see it happen.
I'm just telling you, Malik Willis looks really good.
No, that excites me more on the Jets signing him. I don't know how realistic it is that the Raiders would eschew drafting Mendoza to sign Malik Willis. That's a very gutsy move.
We had a tweeter into the show in the last 5 minutes as you were going through that film, tweet out probably another bad scenario from Malik Willis with the Jets.
What's his?
The freaking Dolphins just hired the guy from the Packers and hired the Packers defensive coordinator.
No, it feels like he's going to Miami.
He probably is going to Miami. Jeff Hafley, who then hired Nathaniel Hackett.
Right.
Because I told you guys this, Nate was working with Hafley because he was a defensive assistant.
Right.
Not an offensive assistant with the Packers. So... And now you get Malik Willis going down there.
And the GM from Green Bay. There's a lot of Green Bay connections. Obviously, Willis has been there the last couple of seasons, backing up Jordan Love. No, all the connections point to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
And he can sign wherever he wants.
Yeah, of course, because Green Bay's not going to tag him or anything like that to back up Jordan Love. So he's one of those rare true free agents. The thing about him is that...
But he's an unknown.
He's a real unknown. This is very different than the failed prospect who you're like, let's get him to a new situation. Yeah. I can't say he's failed. He never got the opportunity in the 2 places he was in, Tennessee and Green Bay. In Tennessee, why did he not get the opportunity there, by the way? I'm trying to remember that. Because he was drafted in the 2nd round.
Wasn't that...
They started him, and he just wasn't ready.
Who was the
Mike Vrabel?
But who was the quarterback?
Tannehill.
Ryan
Oh, it was
Tannehill,
Tannehill.
Joshua Dobbs, and Malik Willis.
That's because
Willis played terrible as rookie. I'm looking at his numbers: 3 starts, 1 and 2, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, and then Joshua Dobbs started the last 2 games.
He was always a project.
That was his rookie season.
He went to Liberty,
right?
And Liberty has now been they're in D1 now, right?
Yeah, because Hugh Freeze was coaching.
Right, but then they were just getting into D1.
Right.
So it was just a different level of competition.
But you're talking about his rookie season in the midst of a playoff race. In year 2, they drafted Will Levis. And Will Levis got most of the time along with Ryan Tannehill. And that's why he never got a chance. So they drafted him and, never really got that full opportunity. Which is weird because when you're drafted, he's actually 3rd round. All right, so
it doesn't matter.
3rd rounds are more. Well, it doesn't a little bit. It does a little bit. If you draft a guy in late 1st round, even early 2nd round, you're going to get like a real chance for the most part.
Like Tyler Shook.
Yeah. Malik Willis never really got a real chance, and the answer is because he fell to the 3rd round.
When you're in the 3rd round as a quarterback, you are truly a project.
Yes.
It's not like, hey, we're going to develop you and you're going to have a chance. Jalen Hurts, Tyler Shook, et cetera, in the 2nd round or late 1st. It is, we don't know if you're actually an NFL quarterback. We're just going to take a shot at you.
And remember, so many mock drafts that you had him in the 1st round, and then it was only Kenny Pickett that went.
That's what I'm saying. He fell because I remember him being mocked as one of the quarterbacks in the 1st round and then didn't get picked till 3rd.
I think he fell where NFL people thought he would actually go, but it was everybody else that built the hype because they were looking for quarterbacks.
Right. Kind of like this year's draft after Mendoza. Seth is in Manhattan. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning. Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you for making the call.
I wanted to make 3 points about the Rangers Islanders whole debacle. First of all, Chris Drury put out this letter. The Rangers are tanking. Every loss right now helps this team going forward. It's just like, I don't care who they're playing. Second, in week 18, Giants fans that we're not rooting for the Giants to beat the Cowboys. They wanted to lose, get that first pick and trade it. And then third, if there is someone to be mad at, it's Chris Drury. This Rangers team was the best team in the league 2 years ago. But what did Chris Drury do? He tore the whole thing apart. That's who the Rangers fans should be mad at.
You could be mad at Chris Drury all you want, but you have to take your L that the Rangers got dominated by the Islanders because in the first 2 games that you guys played, it was long before you were tanking. You got outscored 7-0 in the first 2 games. Like, it's just the reality of it.
Okay. I mean, not.
But you can okay me all you want.
The second game, the Rangers had a 1-0 lead. The goal was taken off the board, and the Islanders scored.
So now we're making excuses. Now we're going to rip the officials, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're doing?
They should have won the second game.
Oh, did you win?
No, we didn't.
Did you score a goal that counted?
No.
So then what are we talking about?
So the Rangers swept the Islanders last year. Did it matter? Did you care?
Did you care? You went to the game and called it Big Game Bob.
Last year?
Yes.
No, ultimately I didn't.
Why were you at UBS in the middle of April in a game that didn't matter? I'll tell you why. Because you wanted to sweep the Islanders because it meant something.
I'm just so confused.
No, I think I remember.
Why?
Because you got invited by John Ledecky.
No, John Ledecky did not invite him to Islanders Rangers.
He
Not
did.
true.
I was in the sweet list.
You were for Islanders Rangers?
Yeah, I just didn't wear any Ranger stuff.
Yeah. I remember this because you didn't wear the Rangers stuff. How do I not remember this?
I don't remember.
We all got invited.
I went with you.
What?
Yeah.
Me,
you, Tommy definitely went. I don't know if Tiki ended up going.
I didn't go because something was going on. But didn't Sal go?
No, that was another
a different
game
one.
earlier.
That was a different one.
Right.
Holy crap, how did I forget?
Yeah. You were next to me when I took that picture.
That's how little I cared about it.
Yeah.
Let's go to John in Garden City. Hey, John.
Hey, good morning, guys, and first time with you guys in this slot, and I love it.
Appreciate it, John.
All right, so I got to put my day job hat on, which is as a plaintiff's attorney, and talk about. I called about the Rangers, and I called about the Earl of Elmont, Matthew Schneider. He's not the king of New York.
Matthew Schaefer.
I want to tell you, the Earl of Elmont.
Okay.
But let me tell you about John Gruden. This is why he's talking the way he's talking, because he has a lawsuit against the NFL, and if he sounds like he can get a job somewhere, he's mitigating his damages. He's saying, I can get a job again, and therefore his lawsuit becomes much less valuable. And apparently he's got a good shot in beating them for releasing those file emails.
It's a great point.
And doing what they did to him.
That's a great point, Jay.
I just want to make that point.
The one thing I do wonder about, I'm not even saying I disagree with you, I want to wonder about something. And it's not the same, but it is the same. Brian Flores also has a lawsuit against the NFL.
Yeah.
Brian Flores has not gotten a head coaching job, but continues to get, because he's great at it.
But I think you missed what John said. Keep going.
But Brian Flores never gets head coaching opportunities.
Okay, so
but he gets coordinating opportunities.
But Brian Flores' lawsuit is a racial discrimination or breaking the Rooney Rule. It's you were fugazi with the Rooney Rule,
right?
Whereas John Gruden's lawsuit is saying that the NFL or whoever leaked it, he's trying to figure out who leaked the emails.
His emails, yes.
Whoever leaked those emails is prohibiting him from getting jobs in the NFL. Because this now reputational hit is out there, John Gruden doesn't get hired. And so as soon as he is able, or at least pined after, to get hired, his lawsuit becomes invalid. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so it's like saying, you know what? That car wreck destroyed my leg. I can't run anymore. I can't walk anymore. I'm half disabled. And then you go run a marathon, right? Your argument is invalid.
Gotcha.
So I think John's right. That's probably why he's like very vigorously denying that someone offered him a job. So it's a good take by John.
Interesting, yeah.
It's an interesting look at it.
Interesting. I didn't think that.
As a plaintiff's attorney.
Chris in Lyndhurst. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. How you all doing?
Wonderful. What's on your mind?
I'm watching you guys on YouTube. By the way, Tiki, you always look dapper.
Thank you.
On YouTube.
Even with
Just
the sweatshirt
amazing job. Evan, don't do the comb over, please. You got to go back to looking like David Letterman, Little Island. Just don't. You're too young to do the comb over.
I agree, Chris.
Now, I am Evan's friend. I've been Evan's friend for a long time, and I have begged the boy for years, jokingly, to open the show with the New York Islanders. Always just a joke, because it just never happens. Face it, at FAN, whatever the 2020 is called now with the sports update, they don't even get to the Islanders.
Yeah, well, it got canceled in 2020s. We don't even have them anymore.
Yeah,
so
whenever they do the updates, it's always like
Sean does. It's a fan focus.
Yeah, we talk lots
It's like
of it.
they print all the information on two-sided paper, and the Islanders rows on the other side. So they'll come up with like, oh, well, the Jets have signed blah, 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 and Michelle Wee is -4 at the Mongolian Open. And, the Islanders won 2-1. It's the way it is. That's what this is. Okay. And I understand Sean's, that it didn't matter, the whole Drury letter. We get all of that. But this is our little breadcrumb. We don't get attention for a team that, according to The Athletic, who did an article yesterday that I read, that they ranked UBS ahead of Madison Square Garden as one of the better venues to watch an NHL game in, which is very interesting. I think they were 9th and MSG was 10th. I was at the Isles-Rangers game. It was my first one at UBS the other night. I didn't have the moxie. I will give Sean that, as I think previous Isles-Rangers games had. The Rangers were just that bad that game. But I thank my kids for getting me that for Christmas. But this was a gift to me to get in the car this morning and actually hear Evans open. And when he said, I'm going to open with the New York Islanders, my smile, dude, you made my week. You made my month.
I'll tell you, who made your month is Sean, because he had to open his big fat mouth and try to demean a dominant sweep. And so it's really all him. So congratulations.
First of all, I didn't egg or demoan anything. You texted me about the game. I responded. I didn't open my mouth.
By the way, you know what I texted him? What? I texted him a still shot of FAN's own, and he works for many other places, Peter Schwartz, who fills in and does updates admirably on the Boomer and Geo program. He's also a diehard Islander fan. And so he put out a little video of him with a broom, kind of like how Sean put out a video with a broom. The difference is Peter did it after the Islanders swept the Rangers. Sean did it in the middle of a series that his team would end up losing.
It's also 4 years ago, dude. Like, the broom bit is so played out by these people.
So
they gotta stop.
I took a still shot, and all I did was send it to Sean. Just a picture of Peter with his beautiful smile and his giant broom.
I just feel sad for people doing the broom thing. Like, you're chasing something that's not there. Enough.
So it was only okay when you did it?
It was peak when I did it.
It was peak.
It was viral.
Didn't even work. Your team lost.
It was the thing everybody talked about. Now the broom thing is just kind of like,
But Sean, do you understand? You know why it went viral? Because you lost.
Yeah.
Because you blew it.
Yeah. And I had to admit I was wrong at that. You reap what you sow.
I mean, I thought that was...
You mushed it.
Complete 50 times worse than Sal's NL East is over. Not even close.
It's amazing, too. First time Peter Schwartz ever used a broom in his life.
What?
I don't know.
Doesn't clean up after himself. Total pig around here.
I mean, everybody here is a total pig.
I mean, jeez. Who isn't a total pig around here?
Did you guys have mothers growing up?
Yeah. The problem is some of them had the mothers clean up after them.
No,
Like
my mom
Sean
would beat
Morash.
my ass. That's why I clean up.
Who are you specifically talking about?
Huh?
Who doesn't clean up after themselves? Craig Court! I mean, I'm literally holding beef jerky in my hands. In fact, is there any beef jerky left in here that he left over?
The Smarties, actually, or the bottle caps.
There actually is. Would you like some?
No, I'm good with the beef jerky.
You want some beef jerky?
I actually detest beef jerky.
Actually smells really good. Damn. Not too bad. We'll come back with more of your calls, 888-808-1019. And another reason why the Knicks have to think long and hard before dumping and or trading Karl Anthony Towns. And it has nothing to do with Giannis. Well, actually, it does have something to do with Giannis, just indirectly. We're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, and you know it is, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. There's only one company to call, of course. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They've been New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older systems waste gas. So get yours checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. You can contact them at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DAZN.
Two global superstars in their prime square off at Madison Square Garden.
Here we go.
Tiafimo, the Brooklyn-born king of 140, looks to retain his world title as Shakur steps up to become a 4-division world champion. Don't miss Lopez versus Stevenson, January 31st. Watch only on DAZN.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood 1 is WFAN.
Jackson Smith and Jigma with a diving two-hand catch for 6.
The Patriots will face the Seahawks for the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara on February 8th.
To the end zone! Touchdown, Patriots!
Get insight and the latest breaking news about the biggest game of the year here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always playing on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Hey, it's Tiki. Even at 50 years old, I still train hard, and recovery matters. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups. Just great flavors like grape cotton candy, lemon lime, and my favorite, fruit punch on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT Sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder. Let's go.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments. From engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small, they've helped mark the moments that matter most to their customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As they celebrate a century of excellence, they thank you for being a part of their story, and they look forward to the moments still to come. They invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report,
No big, just a loose gas cap.
and gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win. So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hey, it's Tiki here. I'm constantly on the go between the fan, taking care of my kids, various events, meetings, football games. The list goes on and on and on. But one of the things I value most is feeling safe and also knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them at home. That's why I turn to our great partners at Sloman's Home Security to install their innovative Shield Link system in my own house. The Sloman Shield Link system is a smart home security solution that easily and seamlessly combines safety, convenience, and most importantly, peace of mind. Whether I'm home or away, I can manage anything right from my phone. My security system, home automation, my entertainment system, everything is right there at my fingertips. Our security lighting turns on as soon as we turn our alarm system on. So whether we're home going to sleep or away, we know that we're safe and our home feels protected. Just give them a call at 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit online slomans.com to learn how Sloman Shield Link can give you peace of mind in your home and when you're on the go, just like me.
What would you say was the biggest factor in getting that win tonight?
I mean, you said it. I think that was it for me. Factor. I was feeling strong. Had plenty in the tank for overtime.
Wait, Factor, like the meals?
Yeah, Factor meals. I've been getting Factor high-protein meals delivered all month. I get all the power I need. They taste great, and they're ready to eat in 2 minutes.
Okay, I need to get on that.
For real. Go to factormeals.com. It's the easiest way to eat like a pro.
Mostly sunny, frigid temperatures, high 17.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
I would like to introduce to you the next head football coach of the New York Giants, John Harbaugh.
We're here with one mission, to become, to earn the right to be called the world champions in New York.
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Evan and Tiki with Sean Morash on our very first football-less Friday in many, many months, which does feel awkward and does feel weird. And later on, we'll try to figure out what the hell we're going to do on Sunday afternoon without football.
We do have the Pro Bowl, but that's Monday.
Yeah, it's not even this weekend.
I think it's actually Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? I thought it was
might
Monday.
be, actually.
Well, either way, I don't think I'm watching that. So it is a freed weekend. One of the focuses, and you've heard us talk about the last few days, everyone around here at times, and that is the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. The NBA trade deadline is on Thursday, so luckily this isn't going to drag much longer. We will get a conclusion to this for now by Thursday. Keep this in mind about Giannis and Karl Anthony Towns. Let us assume that Giannis isn't moved. And right now, as I sit here today, I think it's 60-40 he is moved. I think there's a motivation, not as much for the Bucks, but for Giannis to get out, because then he would be able to extend with his new team in a few months on a new mega contract, which he would not be able to do if he's traded during the offseason. Mm-hmm. And for Giannis also, it's a chance to compete for a championship. He's 31 years old. Like, you don't want this thing to go away. So Giannis would want to be traded before Thursday. I think in the Bucks case, it's about getting the best offer. Like, if they get the best offer right now and they feel good about it, I think they pull the trigger. If they're like, we don't love it, they can wait till the summer.
Yeah.
Here's how this really involves Cat. Let's assume for a second the Knicks just don't have the package to pull it off. That moving Bridges to a third team, Cat to a third team, isn't enough, because the Knicks can't trade their own draft picks right now because of the Stepien rule and the trade they made with the Nets. They can once the draft hits. They would be eligible to not only trade the Detroit pick, the Washington pick from this year, but they would also be eligible to trade their own pick from 2033. So it enhances their package. If Giannis isn't traded, the Knicks cannot move Karl Anthony Towns in a separate trade for two helpful pieces, because Cat is going to be necessary to a future Giannis trade. And in my opinion, the best case scenario for the New York Knicks...
This is just because of the offset.
Because of the salary matching, and because I think he has a chance to enhance his value, especially going into an offseason in which everybody's involved. More teams will think they're winners. Like, my team's a great example of it. Not that I'm going to be involved in this, but I just want to give you an example where things change. Right now, the Nets are tanking. Come July, they win the lottery. They're like, oh, cool, let's go try to win.
Right.
All of a sudden, there may be a suitor for Karl Anthony Towns. So it opens up more possibilities for a third or fourth team. But the best case scenario for the Knicks, in my opinion, I have said this from the beginning, is that Giannis doesn't get traded. You guys try to win with the core that you have. Maybe you make a piece here and there, Jose Alvarado, whomever, to try to improve this current roster. And if you don't win, come July, you say, okay, let's try something different. Here comes Giannis.
Yeah.
Doing it in the middle of the season poses more risks, but trading Cat in a separate deal really hurts your chances next year of trading for Giannis.
Yeah, I don't know if Cat is as damaging to the Knicks' future as people want to make it out.
In terms of
fit and, I don't know, give a crapness. You know, all those things, the non-tangible things that we see on the court, but just like his attitude and things of that nature, how he plays. I think what you see from the Knicks, and this is not just Cat, it's kind of everybody, is buy-in. It's, are you willing, and Mikal Bridges basically said this, I got to be more coachable. Like, I gotta adhere to what Mike Brown wants us to do. And I feel like that's not just Mikal Bridges. Sometimes that's Cat.
Yeah.
Hell, sometimes that's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
when he becomes too ISO heavy.
When he becomes ISO heavy, and Mike Brown wants ball movement. And if you're not bought in to what your coach wants, and half the team is, half the team's not, it looks clunky on game days. And so I think Cat is an issue, obviously, because he's a defensive liability, but he's part of the whole big issue that Mike Brown needs to figure out.
You don't think dealing Cat for two ancillary pieces solves the issues
that you're describing? No, because he's too good of a player.
Yeah, I don't think you get better necessarily.
No.
And I also think it hurts your chances a year from now if that's when Giannis is traded and pulling off a Giannis deal. Here's what Tiki's referring to about Mikal Bridges. If you missed it, it's worth hearing again. It was after the Knicks win the other night. He was being interviewed on MSG after the game. Walt Clyde Frazier brings up, hey, you played well. What was the difference? Listen to the question of Mikal's answer because it was fascinating.
Great game tonight, man.
Thanks, man.
When you went home 3 for 16, 1 and 9, what impact has that had on you?
A lot. I think a lot of it comes from just not just shooting the ball. I think I just wasn't playing how I was supposed to be playing. I think I wasn't coachable enough. I don't know what it was. Maybe I felt too much entitlement, but just had to kind of talk to myself a little bit about it and just be coachable, be the best team I can be, and then, let basketball speak for itself.
Entitlement, coachable. Very interesting words used by Mikal Bridges, and you think that involves more than just him with this Knicks team.
It definitely is more than just him, because you see it at times. And when they all are bought in and they're playing the right way, it's like the second half of the what game that we're thinking about? Where they scored 30. Toronto, the second half of the Toronto game. It was unbelievable how right it looked.
We saw the best of them.
And
that was without Mitch.
And exactly. And Jalen wasn't playing great either. He missed it a lot of the game. So I just feel like Kerry Collins used to always say this, and we have tons of audibles, and the coach would always be like, all right, we're going to audible into this if you should get this look. And I'd always question it and be like, hey, but that's probably wrong. And Kerry would always say, but if we're all wrong, we're all right. You know what I mean? So if we're all on the same page, then we're going to be all right. And I think that's what Mike Brown is fighting right now, is getting all those guys all on the same page at the same time.
They got the Trailblazers tonight, and they got the big Laker game on Sunday. More on that, and how that's the hottest ticket in the NBA in a decade, which is fascinating to me. But back on December 3rd on Evan and Tiki, Shams had come out with a tweet that day about Giannis. It was one of the first kind of rocks to fall off the cliff when Shams said, we're going to get, I forget how he phrased it, but basically, we're going to get some more clarity on the Giannis situation in the next few weeks. And Shams has always been very careful to say Giannis is demanding a trade because Giannis is sensitive and does not want it out there that he's demanding a trade. So one of the first nuggets in the Giannis derby began on December 3rd, really smoking or firing. I am idioming it up today right now.
Right.
Putting some more logs in the fire.
Right, there you go.
Of a trade. And so we talked about it. We actually made predictions on where we thought Giannis would end up. We'll hold off on that until Giannis is traded. But there was another game that we played, a short-term, long-term prediction game that was actually created by Sean Morash. Because remember, it's early December. Giannis maybe traded soon, and also baseball was on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Morash asked a very interesting question. He said, is the question included?
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you back to December 3rd at about 3:15 p.m. on Evan and Tiki with Sean
Can I
Morash.
add another long-term prediction?
Yes.
What happens first? Giannis is on a new team or Pete Alonso signs somewhere?
Giannis. I think it's going to happen in a few weeks because I think
Wow.
when is Pete
And
happening?
Pete's not happening anytime soon.
Well, Pete may happen in January.
Pete signed 8 days later.
Why were we so convinced that Giannis was moving?
Because we
we assumed the injury was fake and he just was pulling, like, not demanding a trade.
I think there's a few things here. I think, number one, December 15th is the day where more players are eligible to be traded.
Yeah.
So we're only a week and a half away from that, number one. Sham said we may get certainty on this in the next few weeks. And then 3, there was not a rumor about Pete Alonso alive, and we were still thinking about last year when Pete signed in February. Pete signed last year after the NBA trade deadline.
Yes. Which is why it mattered.
That's why we all just jumped to the whole, Giannis will get traded first. Not that we necessarily thought it was going to happen right away, but we were not convinced that Alonso was going to sign right away.
And actually, the crux of the question was, if you really think about it, is Giannis getting moved in the summer or at the deadline? Because we all just assumed Pete was getting moved or signing in February.
Well, I ask you this now. We're 6 days away from the NBA trade deadline. And we're going to keep our team predictions to where they are, and we'll play them after the trade deadline. But do you think he gets moved before Thursday, or do you think this is a summer fling?
Well, a quick question. Has he fired his agent yet?
No.
He's not getting moved.
So he's going to wait on changing agents come sometime in May.
Yes.
And then he'll be traded.
This will be a Rich Paul thing. I'm saying Giannis is not getting traded.
Okay. Giannis is not getting traded, and he's firing his agent in a few months.
Yes.
All right, Sean, what do you think?
I think he does get traded. My conspiracy goes deeper into that. You want to capture some buzz around Super Bowl week. I think the NBA might say, we close here. Let's get this done. I'll help you get the teams involved. And they have, beginning this Sunday night,
but isn't that
major TV partners in play to make the NBA relevant.
Isn't
here the rest
that
of
a
the year.
losing battle? Are you winning against the NFL, especially the Super Bowl?
You'll win
especially this Super Bowl.
Yeah, you'll win the news cycle Thursday and Friday. Absolutely.
You'll win the news cycle, and then coming out of the Super Bowl
next week.
Yeah, next week.
No chance.
You got to
You could win the media battle this week.
Nah, dude, Giannis getting traded on Thursday?
You guys are both missing the point.
Thursday before the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we're all sick of the Super Bowl by then.
Not everybody. The Super
Have
Bowl.
we talked about it?
Have we talked about what?
The Super Bowl.
Not really, a little bit.
There you go.
The Super Bowl will always be the Super Bowl. Giannis will not take over the whole thing, but what it does is it creates buzz about the NBA to give you something to look forward to after the Super Bowl, where the NBA is looking to cash in. They got an All-Star game after that. They got the NBA on NBC. They're trying to make
You're right.
money
It
with.
will create buzz, but where you're wrong, Tiki, is that if he gets traded at the deadline, like right at the deadline on Thursday,
right,
the news cycle on Thursday and Friday will be dominated by the Giannis trade. And then, by Saturday and Sunday, it's all about the Super Bowl.
Who has the Super Bowl this year?
Well, let's get to that, because that was my next conspiracy theory. It's in the Bay Area. And who's into Giannis Antetokounmpo? The Golden State Warriors. He may end up getting traded to the Super Bowl site. How about that?
NBC has the Super Bowl.
NBC.
Oh, that's what you were thinking about? You weren't thinking about the Warrior connection?
They are going to pump 1 million NBA promos into that Super Bowl coverage all day. And that everything Tariq will come out and be like, Giannis got moved today. Like, you're going to have the subtle NBA promos because NBC has a lot invested in the NBA going forward.
So you think NBC is going to push to have Giannis traded?
I think if they're close, NBC, the NBA, they all work on this. This is good promo for this league.
Look, the reality is this. Giannis being moved is good for the NBA in the short term for this reason. He is a superstar player. He is a household name.
Right.
And as of right now, he's not going to be involved in the playoffs. If he gets traded to Miami or Minnesota or the Knicks or Golden State or Toronto or any of the rumored or lightly rumored teams, guess what happens?
Right.
Giannis is a part of the NBA playoffs. So that, of course, will benefit them. But it just kind of hit me, that whole Warrior Super Bowl site thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of weird.
A lot going on there.
Giannis flies right into Radio Row on Friday. I did not ask for a trade. I did not ask for it. Like, that's going to be stressing.
Somebody should immediately ask him if the loser of the Super Bowl season was a failure. See what he says.
Yeah, I think he's going to be traded, but I'm slightly leaning towards it at about 60-40. Slightly that they're going to trade him. I do think it'd be wise to hold on to him, though. I really would. You get more teams involved. I'm telling you. Right now, there is a host of teams who are like, we're out. We're not doing it. Whatever. Now, the negative to them holding on to him, even though more teams are involved, is that they lose their leverage because Giannis only has 1 year guaranteed on his deal. And so Giannis next year could say, I'm not extending with anybody.
Right.
And if he says that, and the Washington Wizards want to make a big move, they may say, how can we trade for a guy with only 1 year left of control?
True.
As opposed to doing it now where you get 2 cracks at the apple. If you're the Warriors, you may say, whatever, we don't need to extend you. We're trying to win in this Steph Curry window for the next 2 seasons.
Right.
So that's the kind of the pro and the con to it. But I will make my prediction he will be traded, and it's going to happen Wednesday as we're signing off the year.
As we're signing off.
Yeah. We'll get like a good 10 minutes out of it.
Oh, okay. So we're still on, but it's close to the end.
Do you have a prediction of where?
Well, I already have done that. December 3rd. Do you want me to repeat it?
We're going to play those
We're
when he's
keeping
traded.
that a secret until he's traded.
Right.
You don't even remember who you picked.
I have no idea.
That's the new game.
I have zero recollection.
Tiki, I want you to make a new prediction, and then next week we'll find out if it's the same prediction. It's like a fun game for Tiki because he has no idea who he initially picked. Where's Giannis going if he's traded?
Giannis is going to. I think you said he's staying.
Yeah, you said he's staying, so forget it then.
So you do remember.
You do. No. On December 3rd, we put it as Giannis's next team.
Oh,
right.
So he picked another NBA team. I know that. I got it all written down. And next week, either when he's traded or right at the NBA trade deadline, we will unveil them and see how accurate we were.
I was
wrong.
clever in the moment and thought about it for a minute and then said, oh, this is a team that needs him.
So you think you changed your mind?
No, I'm trying to remember what my thought process would
you
have
have
been.
no idea.
I have no idea.
Yeah, here's how I know Tiki has no idea. Yesterday I said, hey, we did Giannis predictions in December, and his response was, we did? Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Steve's on Long Island. Hey, Steve.
Hey, boys. Great show as always. Giannis is going to get traded because the Bucks are going to be able to get more now than what they're going to be able to get at the end of the season. I don't think Giannis is coming to the Knicks, unfortunately. I think either Golden State or OKC, and I actually think it's going to be OKC. I think OKC has gotten scared of the Spurs and Wembanyama, and they're going to want Giannis to try to battle Wembanyama and have them be dominant for the next 5 years. It will take Chet Holmgren and a number one, maybe 2 number ones, and I think that gets it done, if not Golden State with Kuminga and a host of number ones. And because of that, the Knicks have to pivot. And what do you think about Anthony Davis somehow in a package with Cat and Deuce or something like that?
I would take the risk on Anthony Davis because I think that the ceiling on AD versus Cat in terms of what he brings to you on the floor is much higher.
I just can't.
But he's never freaking
There's no
healthy.
way. That's why I couldn't do it. He's just never really available.
And he's hurt right now.
And
He's expected to miss 6 weeks with this hand issue.
And part of the issue is that sometimes I don't know what it is. Is he faking it?
No,
Or
he's
is
injury prone.
Or is he just injury prone?
He's injury prone.
And if it's either one is bad, because if he's faking it, he doesn't want to be there anywhere. He doesn't want to play. If he's injury prone and you're a big man, a 7-footer who's always hurt, then that's not going to age very well.
No,
and at this point, how old is he?
He's like 33.
Yeah, exactly.
And the injuries have been a part of his entire career. So even when he was young, he was always injured. Yeah, he's actually 32, but he's 33 in March. So he's 33 because when he's playing in the postseason, he's 33. It's tough, though. He's an all-world defensive player. He is a better player than Karl Anthony Towns. He fits better than Karl Anthony Towns. If you get healthy AD, the New York Knicks legitimately can win an NBA championship. The problem is he never plays.
Right.
And so it is in a lot of ways the ultimate risk. The risk is he's hurt. He's played 20 games this year. He played 51 games last year. He misses time out of nowhere. He's missing time right now. And if that happens, it feels like a colossal waste.
Right.
And he's older. But the positive is, and I don't think anyone could deny this, if he's AD, if he is who we know he is, your chances of winning an NBA championship grow exponentially.
Exponentially.
Somethingly.
Exponentially.
And his point about the Thunder is fascinating to me. The Thunder have been mediocre now for a couple of months.
Right.
We don't talk about that as much. They have more assets than anybody. They own draft capital that would make you cringe. And so they can make this deal without batting an eye. And to me, it comes down to chemistry and finances. That would be what it's based on. Do we feel Giannis joining this incredibly young core fits and can work? And then more importantly, are they willing to pay him? Because the Thunder, look, there's a reason they traded James Harden before he became a star. They're
small market doesn't really want to overextend themselves. And they don't have to.
And they don't have to now because they're so deep with draft capital. What they can do is start trading guys when they're making a lot of money and then just draft new players. So I get it. They can do it without batting an eye with all the capital that they have, but I'm very skeptical that they would.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. The Giants are going to interview Colts pass game coordinator and former Giants quarterback Alex Tanney, along with Chargers quarterback coach Shane Day for their offensive coordinator position. Within the last couple hours, Jordan Renan reports that despite a push from Jackson Dart, it appears Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to remain with Lane Kiffin at LSU. The Eagles, meanwhile, finally found somebody whose house can get egged by their fans. They have hired Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion as their offensive coordinator. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Sean Mannion's 33 years old. He's only been coaching for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember him quarterbacking, and he looks 50.
Does he really?
You got to see the picture. It's
I got to check him out.
He's got a big that head, man.
Feels like the Eagles got desperate. No offense to Sean Mannion. I remember him as a backup quarterback too, but it feels like no one really truly wanted that job.
Or they wanted to get someone who they could keep for a couple of years.
Well, if they win the Super Bowl and Mannion looks like a genius, don't you think he'll parlay it into a job pretty quickly?
Yeah, Jets.
At 34 years old?
The Jets, maybe. It's on the table. Yep. Actually, we don't hire offensive coaches.
Good point.
We don't do that. Speaking of the Jets, Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic, he will join us in about an hour, 1 o'clock. He's the one who reported the Jets reached out to John Gruden. John Gruden's now denying it. More on that and obviously what the Jets are possibly doing. So we'll talk to Zach coming up in an hour. And why is Lakers-Knicks on Sunday night the most expensive NBA regular season ticket in 10 years? We try to get up to the bottom of it. Plus more of your calls on a lot of different things. 888-808-1019.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
When Sean Payton cast aside Russell Wilson, threw him under the bus, backed it up over him, then ran over him again for good measure, we all sort of shrugged and thought, that was awkward, but understood because, well, Russ just wasn't very good. But Payton sparring in public with Bo Nix over his ankle injury gives a real pass-the-buck middle manager vibe from one of the least endearing people in the league. I'm Chris Mack.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Oh, baby, listen to that engine purr. John Montone, what are you doing in that Jeep from Ramsey? Todd, it's a new year, and I'm ready to start something new. Like this brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4x4 with an incredible Ramsey lease of just $369 a month for 39 months. Two can play at this game. I'm going to start this new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. And just think, you can lease one at Ramsey for only $279 a month for 27 months. Todd, I'm loving this Start Something New sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And now, I'm ready to start my new diet. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number SC360766. MSRP $47,495. VIN number TW201758. MSRP $53,500. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. 0 security deposit. Expires 2/2/26.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into a paper airplane headed to see you never. AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, their best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So just bring your bill to your local Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metrics, root score report 1/8/2025. Results may vary. Must provide a postpaid customer mobile bill within the past 45 days and the name of the person redeeming the bill. Additional terms apply.
Revitalize your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select vanities and free delivery during our bath savings event. Plus, get up to 40% off select shower heads. No matter what style you're looking for, we've got you covered. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Be there at Barclays Center on February 15th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Football coverage on The Fan is brought to you in part by Town Fair Tire. At Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
It's noontime here on a Friday, a very cold Friday. We all know it's cold. And I'm even going to admit, and this is coming from me, I'm the guy who loves the winter. I love the cold weather. I'm done with it. Like, I'm over it. We got our snow. We got our cold weather. Like, give me the spring. So even I am tapping out from this winter because it's just too much.
Right.
It's just too much. And I'm not complaining. I mean, maybe I am complaining.
You are complaining.
Am I complaining?
That is the perfect example of complaining.
I'm just trying to express to those who hate the winter, hey, look, even a guy that loves the winter is telling you, I'm done with the winter. Now, before we get back to your calls, we've touched on a lot today. If you want to rewind on the Odyssey app, Sean was a Giant baby. He did not want to accept that the New York Islanders swept the New York Rangers and are far and away the closest hockey team to winning a Stanley Cup championship. We also talked a little bit about the New York Jets and their quarterback situation. Tiki is intrigued by the idea of Kirk Cousins, and we've mixed in some basketball. What I am confused isn't the right word because I'm not an idiot, but what I am curious about is this marketplace for Knicks Lakers on Sunday. Okay? So the Lakers are coming to town. LeBron James is playing, yada, yada, yada.
Ticket marketplace.
The ticket market. And people's interest, because I've had people reach out to me saying, hey, by chance, if you sold your Knicks Laker tickets, I'd like to go. And they want to see LeBron. They want to see the Lakers. And the Lakers are always a hot ticket. They are always a hot ticket.
Don't you think part of this is because this is likely LeBron's last season?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. So this ticket right now at Madison Square Garden is the hottest regular season ticket since the announced Kobe Bryant final game. Okay?
Wow.
There have been many NBA games over the last decade, many of which involving LeBron. Remember Steph Curry breaking the three-point record at Madison Square Garden? This game is above all of that. And LeBron has not announced he's retiring. So how do we know? And even if it is, what does it matter if you saw his last game at a specific arena that he really doesn't have any deep connection to? I don't understand it. This isn't Michael Jordan. And that's not a knock on LeBron. Like, he doesn't have this deep connection to the Knicks.
I would say because let's assume that these are New Yorkers buying these tickets. And maybe they're Knicks fans, maybe they're not. But they probably don't have season tickets. And they likely have never had a chance to see LeBron James. And so this is their last. There's a lot of New Yorkers.
Well, hold on.
I mean, there's 8 million in the city, and how many in the surrounding areas? It's just demand.
Last chance to see LeBron James
in Madison Square Garden.
Why does that matter?
Because it's easy. If you live here, it's easy.
Well, on Tuesday he's at Barclays Center. Like,
what's the ticket at Barclays?
It's expensive, but not on the same stratosphere as this.
Well, it's the Garden.
I get it's the Garden, but here's my point. I have seen LeBron James play a lot of games at Madison Square Garden. I'm not talking about in person. I'm talking about just watching the Knicks over the years, whether it's against Miami, Cleveland, and now the Lakers. And I swear to you, as a diehard basketball fan, does anyone really have deep memories about LeBron doing stuff at Madison Square Garden? Like, I know he had a 50-point game a few years ago, but wasn't that really about how Kobe had a 60-point game a few days earlier? Like, it was Massacre Week or something. Like, oh, here's Kobe, here's LeBron. Like, do we really have deep memories of LeBron James even doing anything at Madison Square Garden?
I couldn't tell you.
He is not Michael Jordan.
I forgot he scored 50.
Yeah, you probably did. Like, honestly, I'd ask everybody out there, what's your favorite LeBron Garden memory? You don't have one.
Maybe you're just hoping you don't miss one.
What miss one?
That's probably what it is.
What could he
do?
do?
If you have the opportunity and the finances to do this, and something miraculous should happen with, I don't know, because if he's inspired by being in the Garden and you had a chance and you didn't go, you'd regret it, type of thing.
I think you're
and you have such disposable income that it doesn't matter.
Well, look, if you have disposable income and you want to see Lakers-Knicks at Madison Square Garden, of course, you have every right to go do what you want. I'm more enamored by this whole LeBron-Knicks Garden thing because I don't see the deep connection. Like, I know Craig, and he admitted it yesterday, and I respect it, is bitter about him not picking the Knicks. Totally fair game. That's your connection. What does that have to do with watching him for the millionth time at Madison Square Garden? You know what I mean? Like, I totally get his disdain for him and the decision and everything that went along with it and the tease. Fair game. But I would argue that's your only connection to LeBron. Because whenever you faced him in a playoff series that mattered, you faced him one time in the playoffs and you had no shot. You had none. That was the height of the Heatles, and you were, Carmelo and Amari. Like, you didn't have a shot. You don't even remember that playoff series. Nobody does. So you've never gone to war with him the way you've gone to war with Michael. I don't think there's any game that jumps out at you like, oh, my God, remember when LeBron did blah, blah, blah at Madison Square Garden? So your connection to him, I totally respect it, is by being pissed that he didn't pick you. So why would being at the Garden for his last game matter to someone who does not have a deep connection to Madison Square Garden the way Jordan did?
Because you have a deep desire to boo him one last time.
Is that it?
I mean, maybe. It'll feel good. You didn't pick us however many years ago it was now, 20. Not really, but you know what I mean. You didn't pick me back then, so boo you.
Right.
Boo LeBron.
A very, very angry Kim just called, said she doesn't have time to get on the air, but wanted me to yell at Evan and tell him that he doesn't know what he's talking about. New Yorkers are dying to go in and see Luka tomorrow or Sunday.
But hold on a second.
Huh?
She's like, you gotta tell. Why is he so oblivious to them? I'm imitating what she said. We're seeing Luka. That's where we're paying this money.
I'm gonna call timeout. What's her name?
Kim.
Kim. Fair game. You guys, am I wrong? Is this all about Luka?
Never once occurred to me because every promo on NBC has been about LeBron.
I know. I almost forget Luka's on the team.
But also, I'm not even invested in buying tickets this game, so I can't answer that.
I'll give her credit. Like, I am sure there are people who are saying, hey, I want to see Luka. I haven't seen him yet. You know, he's still relatively young. Western Conference team with Dallas, now L.A. They only come in twice, once in Brooklyn, once at the Garden. I absolutely respect that. I'm just not sure that's the majority of people.
Imagine spending $1,000 to see Luka.
He's a hell of a player.
Great player.
He is, but is he iconic?
You know what's also a hell of a thing? Paying your bills.
Well,
true.
Yes, but that's up to each individual.
A car payment for Luka?
2 years ago, to your point about seeing LeBron's last game, because I want to acknowledge where I did it and where I learned my lesson from it. So 2 years ago, I took Jet to Barclays Center for Nets-Lakers under the guise of this may be the last time you get to see LeBron, or in his case, the first time you get to see LeBron. And I wanted him a chance to watch an all-time great player who I don't love, hate, or anything to. I just respect him. I have no I don't have any feelings towards LeBron. Right. I respect a Knicks fan like Craig who hates him because he didn't come to the Knicks. I don't have that. He beat my ass in the playoffs. I'm bitter about that, but you know what? My ass has been beaten by a lot of people in the playoffs. So I went, and LeBron was amazing in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. And I do remember, saying, hey, Jet, look what you got to see.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it was amazing. Went home. You ask me 2 years later what I saw LeBron do, I don't even remember. I just know he was great in the fourth quarter. I just know I had that moment of, yeah, we saw LeBron. He was incredible. But I don't remember it. And I now think about all the money I could have made off of selling it, and I'm like, that probably would have been more memorable.
What, the money you got?
Well, I didn't get it because I went.
Right. I'm saying the money you got would have been more memorable.
Yeah. So even in seeing LeBron do something special for the final time, which, of course, it turned out not to be the final time, I don't know. It's just we don't really have a connection to him.
No. Not an animosity, not a celebratory.
Well, the animosity is for
but
those.
It's old, but it feels like it's so old.
It's a long time ago, yeah.
And aren't you, if you can't still be hanging on it. Like, seriously.
No, Craig is. I mean, he's one guy, but he is. He's still pissed about it.
Why? It's his prerogative. He can do whatever he wants.
It's not about that. It's about you thought you had him. He teased us.
Because of what?
Because he went to Greenwich to do his little announcement.
Okay, so who cares?
No, dude, I'm over it. I wanted him to come to the Nets. I got over it very quickly.
He could have done it in Timbuktu.
I think he's different than Jordan. I just do. I've actually been fascinated by the Knicks fans who have turned to like Michael. Michael haunted your dreams. Michael is the reason you didn't win a championship. You can't say that about LeBron. He never took it from you when you were good enough. It never happened. So the connection to him is more the respect of a great player, which is the way I feel about him. With that said, facts are the facts. It's the hottest ticket for an NBA regular season game in a decade. And Lisa, was that her name?
Kim.
Kim claims it is not about LeBron. It is about Luka.
Is that how you're paying for Rascal Flats, by the way, the sell that you made on these tickets?
Yeah, I heard that was a topic yesterday as well. Am I going to the game? Is that your question?
Meaning how much you made off the tickets.
Here's what I will tell you. I didn't make nearly as much as A, I could have, and B, you assume I would have, because I'm not a pig. I knew I wasn't going to this game many months ago, and I listed them for more than fair price. So whoever is in my seats on Sunday night, they can smile knowing they got a damn good deal. Because
or they sold them for a better deal.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do that?
Once they're yours, can't you do anything?
That would actually annoy me. I wouldn't like that.
But no, you have to put it back on the...
You got to put it back on the marketplace.
But if he sold them 2 months ago...
Yeah, I sold them a while ago because I knew I wasn't going, and I'm not a pig about how much money I make.
Those people hold them for a month and a half.
Yeah, but how do you have access to the marketplace?
You go to a different website.
Or you could put it back up. No, he's right. You could put it back up. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Then I'd feel cheated and violated.
Bet you that happened.
Because at least I commit to
Are
every...
you in the black or in the red?
What's that?
With the Rascal Flats tickets.
Well, what does it mean when you've made so much money that you have some leftover?
No. I mean, just for the Lakers game.
Yeah, no. That's what my question is. What's it called again?
So you're in the black.
Oh, I'm well in the black.
Nice.
But that's also because I'm seeing Rascal Flats in Albany. It's not like it's costing me a fortune.
Right.
And let me just address that. Because there were accusations that the reason I'm going to Albany to see Rascal Flats as opposed to Newark tonight or UBS last night is because I'm cheap. That is not true. It's because A, it's a getaway with my beautiful wife, and B, I like the weekend. I feel more free on a Saturday to go out, go to a concert, go out to dinner. Doing it on a Friday night, I got to get home. I just drove for a few hours. So it is all about Saturday, which is why I was willing to go to Albany as opposed to Newark, New Jersey, or UBS. For anyone that cared or was interested.
You just don't want to have to answer for your kids.
Yes.
Well, sometimes it's good to get away.
It is.
I agree.
I think it's actually very healthy.
Yeah.
It is healthy.
You can't just say, I'm ready to go home. Let's go home. You're like,
you're committed.
We're not getting in the car and driving 2.5 hours.
No, you're right.
We'll sleep over.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best.
What's for dinner? The McDonald's on the
Are you serious?
interstate there? What are we doing?
I'm getting texts right now from my wife with all these different restaurants.
Well, if you hadn't hung up on John or whoever it was yesterday.
He gave me a list. There's actually a brewery he's going to be at between 5 and 7. He said he'll buy you a beer.
Is it called City Beer Hall?
I lost the paper. I'll find it.
That's one of the ones my wife sent me. Anyhow, let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019, the number. Nick is in Staten Island. Hey, Nick.
Hi, guys. Big fan of the show. Thanks for taking my call. Tiki, like most Giants fans my age, my first jersey was a 21 Blue, so
I
appreciate everything you did.
Thank you, bro.
I just wanted to weigh in on, I'm glad you brought up your son and the point you made, Evan, about taking him to see LeBron, because I think you're trying to find a connection that, like you said, doesn't exist. It's more about an iconic player and an iconic venue. I think tickets for LeBron's last games in all cities are going to go up. But when you add the Garden to the mix, it's the Garden. You know what I mean? It's about seeing an iconic player in an iconic venue, even if there's no connection between said player and said venue.
A couple of things. Number one, we do not know this is his final game at Madison Square Garden. And we've been doing this now for 3 years, where we're just guessing, I think he's going to retire. I think he's going to retire. That's number one. And number two, I can only speak for myself, and I do want to remove any connection I have as being a Nets fan. I never saw Michael Jordan play as a Chicago Bull. Never did. I do not blame my dad for that. It was damn expensive, and I was a Nets fan. It was far away to go. No issue with it. I finally saw Michael Jordan play for the very first time in a preseason game at the old MCI Center in Washington, D.C., and he was amazing. I think he dropped 40 in that game, and afterwards said, "It matters to me. Someone's in that building who never saw me before." It was me. That was iconic. And so my point to you is, does it need to be in a certain arena? If you're looking to see an iconic player, which LeBron is, which Michael was, I could tell you from personal experience, it didn't matter that it was a preseason game at the MCI Center.
Right. Anywhere is fine.
So Tuesday night in Brooklyn, which is also a hot ticket, but not nearly as hot, why wouldn't you go there? And also, if you're a Knicks fan, it's easier. Go root for LeBron.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. You're not at home saying, "Go LeBron."
Right.
You can scream it.
It's exactly. You can just let it out. And trust me, Tuesday night in Brooklyn, it's going to be like 90-10 LeBron Laker fans. It's crazy, but I get it. I get that aspect of it. Chris in New Jersey. Hey, Chris. Hello, Chris. Chris going once. Chris going twice. Chris is gone. We'll go to Danny in Belrose. Hey, Danny.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
We're good. What's up?
What's going on?
Doing good. Number one, I'm going to the Knicks game tonight, and I'm actually going to the Nets-Lakers game on Tuesday. I think I paid like $162.
There you go. Ticket. That's a smart man right there. $162. You couldn't even get half a ticket at Madison Square Garden for that.
Exactly. All right, and then let me talk about what I actually called for.
Yes.
So for the trade scenario for the Knicks to get Giannis, I like number one, trade Carl Anthony Towns. Number two, get rid of McBride, and then Dattier. What do you guys think about that?
I think you're going to have to include either Mikal or OG. I think it's important because you remember this: what the Bucks need are either really good draft capital or a young piece to build around.
Right.
I don't think you provide any of that, with all due respect. I think Cat and Bridges, age-wise, salary-wise, are not the young player you're building around. I think Deuce is a wonderful player. I don't think he's a player you build around, and you don't have draft assets. So the only way this works is to turn some of your players into draft assets. Mikal Bridges has value. And if the Portland Trailblazers, who are at Madison Square Garden tonight, really love him, and they're willing to offer a first-round pick, if not two, that were priorly, controlled by the Milwaukee Bucks.
Previously.
Yeah. I like priorly, though. That kind of makes sense, even if it's not real English.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's not. Definitely not. That's how you enhance your package for Milwaukee.
Right.
So I get it. Hey, I just want to give up Cat. Or, all right, I'll give up Deuce. And how about Dattier? Like, it's just not enough. I honestly think it's going to clearly have to be Cat and either Bridges or OG. And I'm with most Knicks fans when I say OG is my red line. I won't do it.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds nuts. I can't do it.
Well, because he's so valuable in multiple ways, and offensively and defensively. But he's also a bigger body. And so you know what he's going to be like, even though we know what Mikal is like in the postseason. We just don't trust it because we don't see it frequently enough in the regular season. But this is why it's dicey for the Knicks right now, because they're good enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and probably even the NBA Finals. But they still feel flawed.
But I agree with you. They are a flawed team who still, from my money, no matter what the odds say, I think is the team to beat in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Like, think about your competition, and I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just going to give you facts. The Pistons have been wonderful. They still have to earn this. They lost to the Knicks last year in the first round. Their next series victory is going to be their first. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, and Sean taught me this lesson, you got to kind of crawl a little bit before you run. So before we're putting the Pistons in the NBA Finals, as great as their regular season has been, They're going to have to win a postseason series. They're going to have to win 2. They're going to have to win 3. They got a long way to go. The Celtics just got the news the other day, if you believe the reports, that Jason Tatum is not walking through that door. The Raptors are good. They're flawed. Here's the issue with Philly. Does anybody in their right mind trust that Joel Embiid is going to be healthy?
Yeah. No.
He looks like a beast right now, but is he going to be healthy for an entire playoff run?
Right. Even though they're trying to manage his minutes, but he's not happy about it.
Well,
and it's hard to blame
They should
him.
manage his minutes.
They have to manage
because
his
the
minutes.
goal is to get him through a full postseason, which he's never been able to do.
The East is also ridiculously tight. I mean, what is it? 4 teams, maybe 5 with 29 wins right now?
Yeah, it's very, very tight. It's also tight at the bottom, where
Right.
a lot of teams are stuck with 12 wins, including my own. Big loss last night. Very important loss last night. Zach's in Brooklyn. Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I had 2 things I wanted to say.
Yes.
First off, all season, I was talking about Giannis going to the Nets as a joke to troll all my Knicks fans friends. And now I wake up this morning and I see that this is a serious thing going on.
No, it's not. Who's reporting that?
Yeah, Lewis from
I'm
the
seeing
Post.
that
and
on
Windhorst.
Twitter. On Twitter, I'm seeing that apparently the Nets are big players for Giannis.
Well,
That was what I was
hold
Twitter
on.
when I woke up.
Hold on a second. Before I have a mental breakdown, do a stupid fan focus then. And I want you to break down how the Nets are players for Giannis. A, for the Knick fan who needs to size up their competition, but more importantly, for my mental psyche so I know what the hell is going on and
why.
who's reporting what and why. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give me a focus. Focus me in while I charge my tablet.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. The speculation around Giannis this morning is what I will call it. Brian Lewis has written a piece in the New York Post how the Nets, despite tanking, should be suitors for Giannis. And Brian Windhorst this morning backed it up on ESPN, saying not to count the Brooklyn Nets out in terms of adding Giannis here at the trade
Okay,
deadline.
so this is reports that are saying they should be, and don't say it's crazy, but not they are in on it.
It's not an
whereas,
exactly.
Whereas you're hearing the Knicks and the Golden State Warriors are really in on Giannis.
This feels like more connecting the dots that Brooklyn is lurking here for Giannis.
Okay. If the Brooklyn Nets trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo at the trade deadline, I want everybody fired. Like, I'll just be blunt. I want him fired, and Sean Marks has not learned a damn thing from everything that's gone on. That's number one. Number two, if this is the offseason, and I think I was very polite in describing this earlier when we talked about the Giannis scenarios, in the offseason, things change. In the offseason, more teams that are out of it and are tanking could have a new lease on life, depending on the lottery, depending on a lot of different things. So is it possible in July it would make more sense? Sure. I go, okay, fine. Nets win the lottery. They got this franchise player. They feel good about the young rookies they've developed this year. Traore had some good moments last night. We could have that discussion. But in this moment, it's stupid. In this moment, it's dumb. In this moment, the Nets should not be affiliated with Giannis in any way other than being a facilitator who could get more assets for themselves by absorbing a bad contract. Okay? That's different. Like, for example, would I take on Karl Anthony Towns if it meant someone's giving me massive draft picks? I'd consider it.
Right.
But they should not be attached to Giannis for this season. And that report from Windhorst and Lewis, I respect both guys, sounds very speculative. That's not a real report because the Nets...
But why would you speculate about the Nets?
Why not? It's New York. They got assets. Because they do have assets.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if the Nets wanted to trade for Giannis, they'll get him in a second.
It doesn't feel like a juicy rumor to start to get people talking about.
That's true. It only pisses off one guy on sports talk radio.
The other thing that Windhorst alluded to was nobody has said Giannis wants the Knicks. Giannis wants New York.
All right.
And that's important work.
Look, we have discussed this on the air before. I'll make it clear again. And for any Knicks fan who's going to get offended, I don't want Giannis, okay? I'm not trying to steal your guy, okay? I have said to Tiki, I have heard that Giannis's connection to New York is more based on airport access to flying directly to Greece than anything else. How true that is? Well, if he accepted Brooklyn, it'd prove it's very true.
Right. Right. Because he would only be going there because of the convenience of JFK and Newark, or
Newark Liberty, right?
And Barclays is closer to JFK than the Garden.
Stop it. You try to, I came into the show pissed off because Tiki wants the Jets to get Kirk Cousins, and Sean was basically saying the Islanders sweep doesn't count. You're trying to finish my day by pissing me off. Giannis.
Enjoy Rascal Flats.
Oh my God. I had a mental breakdown once on the air, Tiki, when they traded for James Harden. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I'm not aware of this.
Oh, you're not? Yeah,
I don't have the dribble, fat.
It's all right. I'm going to describe it patiently.
Wait, was that
to
you?
Who do you think that was?
The dribble, fat?
Yeah.
I always felt like that was Big Mac.
What?
I don't know.
Are you calling Big Mac fat?
No, but I felt like that was his voice.
Dribble. No.
Now I hear you.
What happened was I was on the air.
That does sound like Chris.
I was on the air doing the show with Carton at the time, and James Harden got traded to the Nets. And he's the one who's like, Twitter, no, Harden's going to the Nets. And I did not want him. And I freaked out. And first I was screaming, who's in the deal? Who's in the deal? I need to know. Once Tommy and Craig told me who's in the deal, I almost died on the air. And then I lost it on Harden. I was saying he's fat, he dribbles a lot, all that stupid stuff. And the reality is, it took me a few days. I warmed up because what else can I do? He had his moments. I warmed up.
He wasn't horrible.
He comes out injured and still plays Game 5 in the playoffs that year. Totally good with him. But that fat bastard quit on the team. And that trade set them back. And that rant was spot on. Spot on. Fat. So I know my team. And if they trade for Giannis, that rant is child's play. You'll have to
Listen, dildo head.
Who's that?
That's Spike.
I don't know who that is. Labeled as Evan.
Oh, no, that's Evan calling Spike that.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Oh, excuse me. Jesus.
When did I do that?
Every week.
I called him that kind of inappropriate name?
No, when you skipped the show.
Oh, yeah.
For opening day last year.
Oh, yeah, we got
or
no
2
fight.
years ago.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
That's that very real fight that me and Spike got into. Anyhow, we'll get back to your calls in a second. 888-808-1019. Sean will feed us his Cinco de Luncho. And Zach Rosenblatt will inform us what the heck the Jets are doing and what happened with John Gruden when he joins us at 1 o'clock.
A drive around the league is sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. Next week at the Moscone Center out in San Francisco, the NFL will host its Pro Bowl festivities ahead of Super Bowl 60. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's a must-watch event, but if you're into elite athletes playing flag football, which in fairness will be an Olympic sport in 2025, then by all means tune in, although you're likely to be more entertained by the social media posts of the players in the league than the game itself. This year's Pro Bowlers are a who's who of some of the league's best. Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Matt Stafford, and Myles Garrett, just to name a few. The lone exception is alternate Shedeur Sanders, who in half a year as a rookie had a season that left a lot to be desired. Now, he probably won't be setting offensive records anytime soon, but at least he'll forever have a Pro Bowl tag on his Pro Football Reference page.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Call Sheet. Trade on anything. The big game is here, and now you could trade on football legally nationwide on Call Sheet. Right now, New England is trading at 34% to beat Seattle. A $100 trade pays out $281. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade $100. KALSHI. Call Sheet. Trade on anything.
Davis, dribble drive in the baseline, turns, spins, kick out, Zerno, corner three, perfect.
After a tough overtime loss to number 7 Michigan State, Rutgers hits the road for Southern California. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join myself and Austin Johnson for all the action as the Scarlet Knights begin a 2-game trip at USC Saturday with tip-off at 7 p.m. on your home for Rutgers basketball, The Fan, Sports Radio 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 9.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into a paper airplane headed to see you never. AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, their best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So just bring your bill to your local Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metrics, Root Score Report 1/8/2025. Results may vary. Must provide a postpaid customer mobile bill within the past 45 days and the name of the person redeeming the bill. Additional terms apply.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies, except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm, injurylawyer.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Real sports talk for real sports fans. What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and you can catch You Better You Bet with me weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the new Westwood One Sports. From being live from Radio Row for the big game to being joined by the biggest names in sports and entertainment, it's sports talk for people that love sports. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM on Westwood One Sports.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood One is The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, it's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan. Sean's got a Cinco de Luncho in a few minutes. And Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic will join us at 1 o'clock. The John Gruden saga and where the Jets are going with the offensive coordinator position. That's all coming up.
Yes. So, Evan, we've already done a fan focus, but our powers that be, mainly Andrew Kaplan, does a great job in digital.
He's wonderful.
He heard us doing the dribble, fat, and he quickly went back into the archives here. I don't have the WFAN flashback to play you, but this is a WFAN flashback.
Regarding the James Harden trade?
Regarding your reaction to the James Harden trade and what you and Craig were in the middle of talking about when that trade broke.
Huh.
Okay.
I have no idea what we were talking about when the trade broke.
Okay.
I can't even guess that.
I will just tell you this clip is about 90 seconds. I'm not previewing this. I've been told what it is. You tell me when you want out.
All right, here we go. It's the FAN flashback. Carton and Roberts back in January of 2021.
We don't know how this interview went, but clearly the Jets are heads over heels for him.
We don't. Well, listen, you'd like to think the Jets like him because, yes, they brought him in for numero deuce, but they let him go without signing him. So it's got to. Oh, boy.
The Nets got James Harden.
So you don't.
Breaking news, everybody.
Well, what did we give up? Can you tell me what they gave up?
The Brooklyn Nets.
I need to know what they gave up. Is that answer out yet?
Brooklyn has acquired James Harden.
Oh, well, what? Craig, make a call. What'd they give up? I need to know. I can't formulate. My first reaction is shock, awe, and I'm pissed off. That's my first reaction.
That's your
you
first
want to
one?
capture it? Want to take a picture? That's my first reaction. I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off that this general manager, who's talked all about culture for 87 years now.
Blockbuster deal, they're saying.
And he is going to trade every draft pick, because you know they're all gone. They're all gone. Every damn draft pick ever created is gone. Karis LeVert's gone. They're all gone, right, Craig? Can you tell me? Can you confirm it for me?
Yet.
Well, can you figure it out? Can you figure it out? Call somebody. Who'd they give up?
James Harden is apparently now a Brooklyn Net.
For what? Jeez. Who's gone? Did Sean Marks trade everybody? Did he say, take the milk, take this, take that?
The Nets cracked.
So, in context,
I was right, by the way. Right. They took everything.
They did.
What were you talking about?
They were talking.
We were talking about a Jets coaching interview. It sounds like
I have been alerted that
the Jets were hiring another coach then too.
What else is new?
Evan was in panic that the Jets let Robert Salah leave the building without signing him to be the head coach.
I do remember that. I mean, this is our life, though. Every couple of years, there's a coach. We think he's the guy. We talk ourselves into it, and then it's a failure. Real quick about Robert Salah.
Both of our teams, by the way.
Well, not for you anymore.
Not anymore, but that was been both of our teams.
No, that was the Giants for a while. Speaking of Robert Salah, real quick before you do your Cinco. So Robert Salah was introduced yesterday in Tennessee. He's the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And I wasn't going to watch the press conference. I wasn't that interested. But I did hear that he made reference to his time with the New York Jets. And I'll play you the clip on what he said. It had to do with calling plays, which he plans on doing in Tennessee.
Which was
smart. And he didn't do with the Jets. This comment annoyed a lot of Jet fans. And I'll explain to you why it actually doesn't annoy me, and it teaches me a valuable lesson. But here's Robert Salah from yesterday talking about calling plays in Tennessee, something he did not do with the New York Jets.
In New York, and I just kind of gave it all to the coordinators, even though we were still part of the game planning and all that. I joke with Borgo on game day when I didn't call plays. I felt like I was just a timeout and red flag guy. I was just kind of I had the greatest seat in the house as a fan.
So you can see why that pissed people off.
Yeah, but he's joking.
No, in every joke there's truth.
Of course, but he's joking because when you're not involved in the offensive or defensive game plan, what are you actually doing?
I don't know. Ask him. He was doing nothing, apparently. Yeah, he was just a cheerleader.
He's let's go, guys. Let's go for it on fourth down here. Let's, you know what? I'm going to challenge that. Ref, let me come over here and cuss at you because you got that wrong. Like, you're not engaged in what you're used to being engaged in. It's one of the challenges of being a coordinator than going to be a head coach.
Exactly.
Especially if you major hay as a coordinator.
Absolutely. And that's the lesson I took out of this, is not to be mad at Robert Salah. Robert Salah may have success in Tennessee. I have no idea. I wouldn't bet on it, but he very well could. This is the lesson on why Woody Johnson has to stop hiring first-time head coaches. Because Robert Salah told everybody, quote, not really a quote, but I'm going to paraphrase, I didn't know what I was doing in New York.
Right.
That's what he told us.
And he felt lost on the sideline.
Yeah. Which is a part of not knowing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that, instead of being angry at Robert Salah, I'm not angry at Robert Salah. He didn't know what he was doing. It's like anything in life. The first time,
Of course.
I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. So I kind of look at it and say, all right, Woody, the next time you're looking for a head coach, and hopefully it's not soon. Hopefully Aaron Glenn is great.
Right.
This is a lesson on the risks, and there's such big risks with first-time head coaches. At least bring me someone in here who knows what they're doing. This isn't their first rodeo, and that's what I took out of that Salah comment.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And it's interesting because we talked about what Aaron Glenn is looking to do with his offensive coordinator, Frank Reich, most likely, where all the rumors and all the noise is right now, because he wants someone who can be the head coach of the offense. Robert Saleh basically did the same thing. He brings in Brian Dable, who is also recently a head coach, and can be the head coach of the offense. That way it gives him freedom to not have to overly think about it. Obviously, he'll be engaged with it, but not overly think about it, and just handle what's happening on the defensive side of the ball for the Tennessee Titans. It's actually smart.
Yeah,
especially when you're not a long experienced head coach like the Giants just hired.
Yeah, and as you said, it's what Aaron Glenn is trying to do. More on that in a little bit. Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic will join us right now. Sean Morash is about to feed us a goodie.
Sean Morash in the booth, somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Who's hungry? Let's eat. Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless. Connecting everything everywhere. I got to say, that jingle is really caught on. I remember the days where we were trying to figure it out for this. All right. Simply put, there is no football this weekend. It's depressing. But I'm here to give you the 5 best things to watch with no football this weekend. All right?
Let's go.
Here we go. Number 5.
Whatever your wife or husband wants. You've been a pig for 21 straight weeks. How about you can give back this weekend?
I mean, you hit on it. That's all I could think about. Like Sunday at 3 o'clock. Instead of finding something new selfishly I can do, it is all about whatever the wife and kids want. And I think that's a smart attitude because baseball's going to start before you know it.
Exactly. Exactly. Look like a king now.
Number 4.
Saturday night, you get Islanders Predators, and I'm going to try to hype this up for you here, Islander fans. Very quietly, I'm going to be the first to say it. The Islanders are the team in this town closest to a championship. They have passed the Knicks when you consider their concerns and consider the Oklahoma City Thunder and Spurs lurking. The Islanders, start buying in now. They might be the team that carries us the deepest into June this year.
Hugh Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
Which is going to make it, it's a tough spot for Tommy Lugauer, too. He's got 2 teams there. It'd be tough when his Islanders.
2 teams there?
Well, he's an Islander fan. He's a Knicks fan, but he's been Mr. Nick. But he's going to have to embrace that maybe the Islanders have passed his own Knicks.
Is he an Islander fan?
I mean, he's been talking
he wears the Islander hat all the time.
Yeah.
I guess he's an Islander.
Well, that was because it was free, wasn't it?
Oh,
I guess his love is going to be put to the test.
No, I know what. Look, Tommy comes from a very similar thought to what I come from, which is you try to split the Garden teams against each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a Knick fan, and so he doesn't like when the Rangers do well because it takes some of the shine away from the Knicks. So he tries to pick the Rangers' enemy to piss off the Ranger fan because he doesn't like the Rangers because he's more of a Knick fan. I'm surprised more people aren't like that. I know you're like that, obviously.
Yeah, Nets,
with
Rangers.
The other 2 teams. A lot of people listening to us right now are Knick Ranger fans, and I respect it. But I'm surprised there aren't more that actually get kind of pissy at the other team who tries to take their shine away.
Yeah, this will be an Islander town more than a Knick town, unfortunately. Here we go.
Number 3.
The debut of NBC Sunday Night Basketball this weekend, a doubleheader Knicks-Lakers, that first part. So you get to get that feel of what NBC's trying to do. Sunday night all year long, we're off the football onto the basketball.
I didn't even realize that Sunday's game was NBC. I just thought, it's Knicks-Lakers. I didn't even think about
It's
that.
6 o'clock, and then NBC's doing a 9:30 game as well.
So they're doing a doubleheader.
Doing a doubleheader. Promos have been everywhere.
But they're not usually doing a doubleheader, right?
I think for this week they are to kind of get people to
So
buy
the
in.
Super Bowl is 6, and then as soon as that's over, they're playing.
No, this weekend.
Oh,
Just
this weekend. Oh,
they're debuting
right.
it. Then you get to their Olympic coverage in the Super Bowl. And then I think the week after the Super Bowl, we're back. Basically that and baseball all the way until Sunday night
I
football
wonder
again.
if we'll be sportsed out.
What's that? I don't know what that means.
Because of
Sports
the
out.
Olympics.
Oh, the Olympics?
Because of the Olympics.
You don't have to watch it.
I wonder if the Olympics suffer because there's so much other stuff going on.
I think it's different crowds.
The Olympics is 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, but I think Sean nailed it. I think those that are interested in the Olympics are not the diehard sports fan.
Yeah.
I think the more casuals are like, oh, cool, skiing.
For instance, my mom ain't putting on Knicks Lakers, but is she going to put on the skeleton? I think she would.
I agree. Now, there is some crossover. I know there's someone listening saying, what are you talking about? I love both. I think for the most part, the Olympic audience is more of the casuals.
Yeah. Sign me up for figure skating. All right, where are we at?
Number 2.
Speed skating.
Yeah, that's good too.
Bobsledding.
The number 2 best thing to watch with no football this weekend, the Grammys on Sunday night. And you can remind yourself how old and out of touch you are.
I didn't know they still did that.
The Grammys?
Yeah.
You didn't know they still did the biggest award show annually?
Yeah, I forgot they did that anymore.
And you're going to see a band on Saturday?
Yeah, I love Rascal Flatts.
Who's winning?
Rascal Flatts.
No, the Grammys.
Winning the Grammys?
Yeah.
Which award?
I don't know any. Isn't there always like a big winner? Like Taylor Swift was a big winner last year, right?
I don't remember. Maybe she is this year because she put out her album this year.
No, didn't she put it out last year?
Nah, it was this year. It was in the spring.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. But this is what I'm saying. You're old and out of touch. I'm going in blind. I want to see what they got.
I guess if there's nothing on, I'd put it on. It's entertaining, right?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Is there a comedian that makes a bunch of jokes and everyone gets offended?
I haven't done any research. I've seen the ads, but I don't know who's
I
doing
like
it.
laughing. I like offensive jokes. That always gets me going.
All right, well,
especially when they piss off each side politically. I love it.
Well, speaking of pissing people off and offensive jokes.
Number 1.
And the number 1 best thing to watch with no football this weekend is any movie Craig Carton hasn't spoiled the ending of already.
What happened here? Craig spoiled the movie?
It was about a week ago today.
Yeah.
Where many people like myself were getting ready for the snowstorm, running around, getting all the groceries and all this stuff. And many of us were all going to do the same thing, watch Netflix's new movie with Ben Affleck and Brad Pitt. No, what's the other one? Matt Damon. It's called The Rip. And Craig Carton, at 5 o'clock, as we were all in the car doing this, decided to tell everybody the ending of the movie.
Wow.
Oh, really?
He ruined my weekend.
Wow. He did that on
I heard
purpose.
from others he ruined others' weekends.
Okay, did you watch it anyways?
I did. And
was it worth it?
No, but I don't know if it would have been had he not ruined the ending. Like, it was in the back of my mind the whole time, and then when it happened, I just thought, this mother, you know what I mean? I did that thing.
So it would have been a better movie if you hadn't known the ending.
I'll never know the answer to that.
I think I have a clip of Craig making fun of you for being upset that he ruined the movie. Take a listen.
I don't know Sean very well, but he and I could not be friends, I don't think. Why? Because he went on a tirade online today about how much he hates the snow.
Oh, that's
I don't
different.
like it. It's not fun.
Who cares? Let's
it
listen.
fills my above-ground pool. I can't swim. Yeah, it's if you like the snow and you're over 7 years old, you should shovel my driveway.
Yeah.
He's a Grinch.
Yeah,
So he got one back.
He doesn't like snowstorms.
How do you not love snow? I'm a snow guy.
Well, he feels like it's a hassle to dig out and all the stuff that comes with it, the travel.
You know what he should do for tonight?
Yeah.
He should reread the Chris Drury letter over and over again.
Very funny, Craig.
So, yes, it was in response to you being upset about him spoiling the movie. His response was, you're a Grinch because you hate snow.
Yeah.
And then that line, that's a good line.
The Chris Drury line. But I would just say this.
Reread the letter.
I would listen to Chris and C-Mac all day, but be prepared. If you have a movie to watch tonight, be prepared. Craig's going to ruin it. And that would be your best thing to watch is something he doesn't ruin.
By the way, Beyonce
Uh-huh.
was the album of the year, Cowboy Carter and Kendrick Lamar.
All right. It was a big Kendrick Lamar year.
Yes.
And Doechii did well this year. I remember liking her. She performed.
Right.
So you're going to watch the Grammys? Is that what you're telling us?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I will.
I think Tiki's more interested in the fact that we are not going to the moon, but circling the moon?
Yes.
When is that
Artemis II.
happening?
That's the next week.
That's so we're not landing on the moon, ladies and gentlemen. We're circling it.
Yeah, it's like a fueling test type thing, and then you're circling the moon a few times and then coming back.
Okay, so we're not putting another man or woman on the moon, something we haven't done in 50-plus years.
3 Americans, 1 Canadian, and I think one of them is a woman.
Why?
Because we can.
No. There's a better why than that, Teague. We are looking, I guess, at some scientific experiments that could eventually get us to Mars. Right. And so this is all about the process.
The fueling test.
That's the fueling test, and then other sustainability tests and technology tests. I'm all for it. I'm a big space program guy.
Yeah.
I just thought they were landing on the moon, and then I was curious, would that end the debate of we were never on the moon?
I think they will land on the moon.
Not this time,
Not this time, but soon they will.
Soon. It's been 50 years.
I know.
It's like saying the Knicks are going to win a title soon.
It's been 60 years, right? 68?
That's not. I guess it's almost 60 years.
We're almost 60 years.
Yeah,
but that was because of the Cold War.
Yeah, it was basically a you-know-what test.
Right.
We pulled our pants down. The Soviets pulled their pants down, and we're like, all right, which one's longer?
How big is your rocket?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Pass the
exactly.
ketchup.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
Sam Darnold's getting people fired. The Vikings are firing GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah.
Wow, seriously?
According to Diana Rossini.
Wow. Now, Kwesi, the GM of the Vikings, was the one who, I think it was a few weeks ago, I played you the clip of, he was asked about J.J. McCarthy being the quarterback next year. And he gave like word salad for 45 seconds where he wouldn't commit to it. But I didn't think, especially this late in the process, that they would actually axe the GM. And you're right. It's basically saying you screwed up the quarterback situation.
Which is similar to Sean McDermott screwing up the Keon Coleman draft.
Which is not true, but okay.
I know, but that's what that's the reasoning that they're giving.
Jordan Schultz here says there's been a lot of noise over the last several weeks that Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah was in hot water. He said on, but I think in hot water in Minnesota, and that there were relationship issues within the building. The timing may feel premature, but they ultimately made the move. So they felt something
By
was going to be wrong.
relationship issues, what are we talking about?
It means Kevin O'Connell?
That's the way I interpret, right? Anytime you relationship
I don't know
issues,
who else you were.
it's either ownership or head coach, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it could also all come back to Sam Darnold, like a fight of, oh, no, I wanted to keep him. No, you wanted him. No, I wanted to keep him. I wanted J.J. McCarthy. Something crazy like that. But it does lead, and much earlier in the show, you could rewind on the Odyssey app. We were talking about the Jet quarterback situation. Tiki had brought up Kirk Cousins, and we circled back to Minnesota because a caller mentioned, hey, would the Vikings trade J.J. McCarthy, and would you guys as Jet fans be into it? And even though I'm not a big J.J. McCarthy guy, I would. They have a hopeless quarterback situation, so why not? I wonder, Tiki, what this does to their vision of the quarterback position.
Yeah, well, I think I can't imagine that Kevin O'Connell is overly tied to J.J. McCarthy because he knows that if I have an inferior quarterback, then I'm likely to lose my job.
Right.
And so this feels like it was a first step towards finding a way to move on from J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, I think so.
And Kwesi, who drafted him, obviously has a deeper tie because you get tied to who you draft.
Right.
Even if, say, Kevin O'Connell wanted him, it was still Kwesi's draft. So I feel like we could have seen this writing on the wall because we know what our opinion is on J.J. McCarthy, and realizing that he's probably not the answer going forward, especially after all the negativity for basically a 2/3 or at least half of this season. You knew they wanted to move on. Kwesi probably didn't.
Interesting. Can you do me a quick favor? So Sean does something that a lot of people do when you screen calls around here. You know, you put the person's name, you put where they're from,
yes,
and then like a quick point on their topic, just so we know. Okay, we're going to go to a Jets or a Giant call.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to go to the person on line 4 based on the topic line. Can you read specifically what Sean wrote? And if you have to clean it up, of course, do your best.
Which one? The last one.
Yeah.
Mets trade scenario that will make Evan jazzy?
Make Evan aroused? By the way, I'm using his word.
Okay. Because you wrote it that way, I need to go to this person just because I'd like to know if that'll happen.
Replace the A with the I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Sean worded it.
The Yankees' second baseman.
And you're telling me this caller who I'm about to go to, Adam in South Jersey, that's how he phrased his phone call to you, that, hey, I want to make a Mets trade scenario that will make Evan, and then that word?
He also added in his pants, but I didn't have enough characters for that on the screen.
Gotcha. So don't say that again, Adam. We're going to go to your call. We'll be open ears, but try to, clean it up. Family show, the whole thing. Adam in South Jersey. What's up, Adam?
Hey, Evan, how you doing? It's actually cream. The word is cream.
Sorry. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Cash rules everything around me.
Dollar bill, y'all.
I'm talking. Adam, I can mess with you, bro.
Oh, trust me. You're going to love me at the end of this call. All right. I have a trade scenario for Evan. And please give me a minute. I want to hear your response.
Okay.
The Mets will have the best rotation in baseball at the end of this.
Go.
Okay. Now, I swear to you that typically I laugh off any trade scenario between these two teams. But trust me, let me cook. And I promise you everybody will be happy, including Sean.
Go.
All right. So next offseason, not this offseason, there have been rumblings that there is a slight beef between Soto and Lindor.
Oh, my God.
Now take your feelings as a fan away and think like David Stearns. as a businessman.
All right, go ahead.
Okay?
Just give me the damn trade already.
All right, here we go. I would offer Soto and his huge contract to the Yankees that gives the Yankees Soto to hit next to Judge again, plus Jonah Tong, and I'll explain why. In return, the Mets get Cam Schlittler, Luis Gil, and your pick of Jones or Dominguez. You have a young replacement for Soto right there. Now, the money Stern saves on Soto, he would flip that and sign Tyreek Skubal and Freddie Peralta. All of a sudden, the Mets will have the absolute best rotation in baseball, meanwhile fulfilling David Stern's dream scenario of having 5 number 1 starters under the age of 30 years old. The Mets wouldn't have to worry about their starting rotation for years to come. The Yankees will have Soto back along with a promising young starter in Jonah Tong, which there wasn't a spot for him anyway with the Mets. Plus, the Yankees can always sign or trade for another great mid-level starter for depth. Trent Grisham's $20 million comes off the books next year. Now, tell me any of you would make that trade in a heartbeat for the simple fact that it makes perfect sense for everyone involved, both players and GMs. The fans would be satisfied. Remember, Cohen didn't want to sign Soto to that long-ass contract. Not so much Stearns. I'm talking about Stearns didn't want to sign him.
All right, thank you. You made your point. I would never make that trade.
That's a great call.
I'm sure you love it.
It's interesting, though.
I'm not making that trade.
It's deep, and it's a lot of moving parts.
It's well thought out, though.
It is well thought out. And if your interest is run prevention, then you're kind of building a rotation that's run preventative.
Okay, let's go through what I'm getting. Cam Schlittler has made a handful of starts in the major leagues.
Well, you know he has big game cojones.
Okay. Luis Gil, how good is he for the next 5 years?
He's a Rookie of the Year guy.
Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, it feels like the Yankees are trying to trade. And I'm giving up a generational slugger, a generational hitter that I could have for the next decade.
Who you know doesn't like being there.
Yeah, but that's not true. That's fan fiction.
Is
that's
it?
what you say.
Mendoza basically told us it was true.
That's not what he said. He talked about the locker room. It does not interest me, nor does it do weird things to my pants. So I respect it. I appreciate the attempt. I thought it was interesting. I'm glad you like it. My answer politely is no gracias.
All right, listen, I'm ready to go camping because I have a tent. You know, I'm in.
Well, doesn't that tell you all you need to know? If you have a tent and I'm like, no gracias, I'm not doing it.
Break out the marshmallows. Let's make some s'mores.
His best thing was, I'm using the money for Skubal and Peralta. Sure, that's how the trade becomes good because I'm getting Skubal.
Yeah, you got a great
but
team.
I'm not trading Juan Soto and Jonah Tong, and I'm certainly not doing it for the package you gave up. It's okay. It would cost more. Ben Rice has to be in that deal too, by the way.
All right, fine. We'll give you Ben Rice.
I'm not done. That was just one piece.
You want Austin Wells? We'll give us Alvarez.
I don't know. I got to think about it. But no, it did not succeed in doing whatever he thought would physically happen. Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic coming up. Idiots with Idioms in the 1 o'clock hour. And more of your calls at 888-808-1019. All live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Guys, you know I'm always juggling life, always on the go. And feeling safe is the most important thing for me, especially making sure that my family is safe when I'm not with them. That's why I turned to our partners at Sloman's, who recently installed the Sloman Shield Link system into our home. It's a smart security system that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my home. For instance, this weekend, I'll be away for a little bit, and so I have a chance to turn on my lights and make sure the alarm is set, and if someone needs to drop something off at my door, which I'm sure my neighbors always like to do, I can just open the garage and let them in. It's really easy and really simple, and the convenience is one of a kind. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME, or visit slomans.com today.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management. Visit samwellpain.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The most volatile situation in the NFL just added an inexperienced 33-year-old offensive coordinator to the mix as the Eagles hired Sean Mannion yesterday. So now, in addition to trying to turn around a wildly underachieving offense, he gets to manage the personalities of Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and work under Nick Sirianni, all in a city with unwavering expectations. Good luck, Sean. You're going to need it. I'm Chris Mack.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues with UFC 325 live from Australia. Catch featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch of his epic title fight against Diego Lopez, and the always dangerous Dan Hooker throws down with dynamic finisher Benoit Saint Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown. UFC fans, pay-per-view just got knocked out. Catch UFC 325 on Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus. Stream every fight live with one subscription. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
The biggest party of the year is here. Zac Brown Band Love and Fear Tour, presented by Margaritaville at Sea, August 27th and 28th, Forest Hill Stadium. Zac Brown Band with special guest Grace Potter. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
And a little bit of chicken fried.
Don't miss Zac Brown Band, Love and Fear, live.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want to second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
On this non-football Friday, there's still plenty of football. The New York Giants are looking for an offensive coordinator, and the New York Jets are trying to figure out what the hell they're doing. And joining us right now, a guy who does a great job, covers the Jets, the NFL for The Athletic. Zach Rosenblatt is nice enough to come on, talk to us on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Thank you very much for coming on, Zach. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Now, would you like to refute John Gruden? Because this guy comes out and says, I was never offered anything. Obviously, you had the report the other day. The Jets reach out to him. Is this John playing word games right now, you think?
Yeah. I mean, look, I feel very good about what I reported. Otherwise, I wouldn't have reported it. I wouldn't have reported it if I had any doubt in my mind that it was true, is what I would say. I think the impression I'm getting, and maybe John would be able to speak to this better than me, but I get the impression that he thinks I reported that the Jets offered him a job, and he said no.
Mm-hmm.
I reported that they gave him a phone call, and he said, I'm not interested, and that's a different thing. So I don't know if there's been a misinterpretation on what I reported, but he, for whatever reason, he felt the need to deny it on that radio show, and that's fine. He has the right to do that, but I stand by what I reported, and I have no doubt in my mind that a phone call took place.
We had a caller call who was he described himself as a plaintiff's attorney, and he said because of the lawsuit that he has against the league and really the release of the emails, and it damaged his ability to have a career in the NFL, because of that, he really can't officially accept a job. But the question is, or at least talk about having people desire him to have a job. Do you really believe that John Gruden will ever get back into coaching in this league?
I get the feeling he wants to be a head coach or nothing, and I feel like you'd have to have an owner who is really willing to take it on the chin in terms of the public PR perception and all that stuff, and take it on the chin from other owners who probably wouldn't be very happy with that. So, I can't see it, but the fact that teams, and maybe I don't know if other teams have reached out to him over the years about a role like this. The Jets were not asking him to be their head coach, and so but I also think, if Gruden does want to get back in the NFL, it probably doesn't benefit him to embarrass a team. And, this story came out and everybody's making fun of the Jets. And so, I think maybe there's something there with that as well.
So to me as a Jet fan, my reaction was, who offered it to him? Did it come from Aaron Glenn, which I think would show an incredible amount of self-confidence to say, yeah, I'm going to bring in a guy who within 5 minutes everyone would be calling for to replace him, or did it come from ownership? Do you have any indication on where, not even specifically where the phone call came from, but where the idea came from? Was it a coaching thing or an ownership thing, or maybe even somewhere in between?
I should say not offer. I just want to make that clear again.
My apologies. The interest, the gauging of interest. My gauging of interest,
yes. I don't know. I think somebody talked to John Gruden. I'm pretty sure it's Aaron Glenn. I'm not 100% on that. It's also possible Woody had the idea. I don't know. I wasn't in the room when those conversations happened. I just know that a phone call between the New York Jets and John Gruden took place.
What is their plan? Because right now, as a Jet fan, I think that's our biggest concern. It feels like they don't know what the hell they're doing. So what's your sense for what their plan is right now in terms of rebuilding this offensive coaching staff?
Yeah, it's these last couple of weeks, and I know I think you guys had Connor on the other day talking about all this. It's been pretty messy. It seems like the plan has changed over the last week or two, and I would say I still get the sense that Frank Reich will ultimately be their offensive coordinator, and it hasn't happened yet. And so until it does, you can't assume anything. But I do think he was a guy that they had at the top of their list. He's a guy Aaron Glenn played with way back in the day, and he feels like he can give him the keys to the offense, make him the head coach of the offense. So Aaron Glenn can call plays on defense and focus on that side of the ball. And that's the sense I get. Frank Reich comes in. He probably brings in some of his own people, I imagine, in terms of position coaches. And then you roll with a coach who is 65, and from everything I have heard was considering retirement. So take with that what you will.
Yeah, exactly. And I always, when this first came out, the idea of Frank Reich, to me, it was just non-threatening. It's not as if Woody's going to fire Aaron Glenn to hire the offensive coordinator because as you just mentioned, Zach, he is 60-something, mid-60s, and he's probably going to retire in a couple of years or so. To compliment him, you need a quarterback. Do you have any idea what the Jets are planning on doing quarterback-wise? Because it doesn't feel like there are a ton of really good options out.
Yeah, that's the challenging part, projecting, because you just look across the board. Obviously, it's a one quarterback draft, and you have the number 2 pick, and the top free agents are guys that aren't that exciting. I know Kirk Cousins is someone, I think you guys were talking about him earlier. Like he makes sense, but like how many games are you going to win with 37-year-old Kirk Cousins as your
Zach,
quarterback?
I was positioning it as, bring him in. Maybe he's a bridge. Maybe he wins a couple games, but eventually he might want to get into coaching. So you have a coach.
Oh, there you go.
You have a coach right in waiting to go right.
It only takes 2 years now, so I guess that's fine. Yeah,
isn't that amazing? That's amazing with these young, it's 33-year-old guys getting OC opportunities. It's insane.
Yeah, but I think Kirk would be a name. A lot of times when the Jets make a lot of changes like this, suddenly it leads to Woody wanting to make headlines. And so that's why somebody like Kyler Murray is somebody that I have on my mind. I don't know that it'd be a great fit ultimately, but he's probably the biggest name that you can realistically get out there. Mac Jones is another one you hear about a lot, but I don't know exactly what their plan is, and it's hard to figure it out because we're naming all these guys, and none of them are particularly exciting or for a coaching staff that's in theory on the hot seat. Like, I don't know how many games you're going to win with any of these quarterbacks unless one of them, unless you get Malik Willis and he becomes a star. Like, I don't really see many avenues to that.
I agree. We're talking to Zack Rosenblatt of The Athletic. It feels in the past, Woody hires people and lets them do their thing. And then eventually, when things have been stinking for a few years, he gets very handsy. Do you get the sense that these coaching changes are Aaron Glenn decisions, or do you get a sense it is coming from Woody Johnson?
So, I've obviously done a lot of reporting on Woody's over-involvement over the years, and I think you're right, like assessing how he goes about it. Like the Salah era at the beginning, he stayed out of the way, and then as things went poorly, he got a little too involved. And I don't know that that's happening to an extreme degree. You talk to people in that building, they insist that he has let Aaron Glenn do his thing. But also, like, he's the boss, and he does talk to Aaron Glenn, I think, almost every day. And so, if your boss suggests something to you, do you take that as an instruction or do you take it as an idea? I think that's kind of what gets lost in translation with these things sometimes. But yeah, I think what happened over the last couple of weeks, it's hard not to think that there was more conversations behind the scenes than they're probably going to let on, because you don't just end the season telling coaches, yeah, you guys can, if you get other job opportunities, like, feel free to explore them. That's not firing them. And so weeks go by, all these coaches are under the impression they're safe. And then on a Thursday night, they get called in to get fired. And everybody's like, okay, well, that wasn't the plan as of like a week ago. And, what changed? And, Tanner Engstrand was going to be the play caller. And then all of a sudden they were like, actually, we want to keep you as OC, but not keep you as the play caller. And then a few days later, Tanner Engstrand was like, actually, I'm parting ways with you. And now all of a sudden you have this OC search, and you have Aaron Glenn wasn't planning on calling plays at the end of the season by all accounts. And now he's planning on calling plays. So it's a lot of disarray, and, it's possible it's all from Aaron Glenn. I do think, whatever plan he had last year obviously failed to a lot of degrees because they fired half his coaching staff and Justin Fields didn't work out. But yeah, I think there's fair questions to be asked about what's going on in that building.
And you mentioned the play calling thing with Aaron Glenn. It's odd that they would go down the road of talking to defensive coordinators like Wink Martindale, even leaving the impression we're going to hire you, to then have Aaron say, oh, by the way, I'm calling plays. What changed in Glenn's mind to make that happen, to go from I'm hiring a DC to, well, I'm really hiring an assistant because I'm going to be the DC?
So we haven't had a chance to talk to him, so I don't know what was in his mind. But if you just take a step back and look at it, like, whether you're Woody Johnson or you're Aaron Glenn, he's getting paid a lot of money. Like, I think something like $12 million a year. You just went 3-14 at one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Some of the stats are the worst in NFL history. So, so I'm paying you $12 million a year. Like, so what am I paying you for if you're not going to call the plays now to fix this? So I think there's something to be said about what I've been saying is, like, okay, if Aaron Glenn's on the hot seat, like, go out swinging, and this is the way you do that. Like, take control of the defense, do what you did in Detroit, and kind of show that you are the right coach for the Jets.
Yeah, and so Duker will play, I guess, some kind of role. But if this thing does go south early, Zach, can you see Woody stepping in like he did with Robert Salah, just getting it out of the way early?
At this point, at covering the Jets, I've learned I cannot rule anything out at any point.
Yeah, right.
But what I would say is, like, up until when they fired Salah during the season, Woody had never done that. It was like a big talking point year after year. Like, Woody does not fire coaches during the season. I think a big reason for that is you still have to pay them for the rest of the way. So I can't rule anything out, especially because, they're getting roundly mocked right now, like, in a way that I haven't seen since I started covering the team. And they're viewed as kind of, a disorganized mess right now since Aaron Glenn took over. And so I don't think they like the reputation. And if you look across town, I think if the Giants with John Harbaugh have all this positive PR, if they go and have a really good season, I don't think that really bodes well for Glenn either if they have another losing season.
No question. We're talking to Zack Rosenblatt of The Athletic. I think what scares me is based on what you're saying and what we're experiencing, just talking to Jet fans and hearing what people say about the Jets. If things are bad again and they go 3-14 and Aaron Glenn's gone, this feels like a toxic job. Like even getting rid of Aaron Glenn isn't going to change that. Do you get the sense around league circles that yes, there's only 32 of them. Someone will take the head coaching job, but that it would actually not be the best and the brightest because this organization is just so damaged right now with their reputation around the league?
So I normally would agree with what you just said originally, which is there's 32 of these jobs, and ultimately you're always going to find somebody. But then you see what happened with the Browns, and you see what happened even with the Eagles offensive coordinator job. Like, coaches are not going to take the leap if they don't feel like they're going to be safe or if it's a good environment. I would say, like, the appeal that this job would have is, Muji and Aaron Glenn are setting up whoever in theory is the next head coach to have all these draft picks next year. You have a shot at a top quarterback because I assume they're not going to win a whole lot of games, and especially if Glenn's getting fired in theory. So probably have a top 5 pick and a good quarterback draft. And, they're going to reload on the roster this offseason. If they make the right moves, then all of a sudden this looks like a more appealing job on paper if you remove like all they're the Jets part of it. And so that's why it's hard to predict right now. We kind of need to see how the season goes, how this offseason goes. But yeah, again, it's a fair question because you're seeing it around the league. The Browns are one of the few teams that are viewed as dysfunctional as the Jets, and they had a really hard time getting anybody to take interviews with them.
So true. Well, it's a sad state of affairs, but we appreciate you coming on and at least giving us the information around the New York Jets as they try to turn this franchise around, which likely is not going to happen, which means we'll plan to have this conversation a year from now, talking about the open Jet job and how no one wants it. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, great talking to you guys.
Thank you, pal. Zack Rosenblatt of The Athletic wasn't offered to John Gruden. It was discussed, and I think that's part of the game that John Gruden probably played in saying.
He kind of has to.
Yeah. I didn't hear from the Jets.
Right.
But the mystery that I still have is whose idea it was, because that tells us the story of next year. If ownership had the idea of, hey, John Gruden would be good, then I think that shows a willingness for Woody Johnson to hand the keys to the franchise to him. And here's what I know without knowing anything. If John Gruden wants to coach again, and I'm assuming he does, he probably just doesn't want to be an OC or anything like that. It would take money and it would take power. And I believe the New York Jets may be the only team uniquely desperate enough to hand them all of that. Not just money, but power.
Yeah.
The keys to a franchise.
I think what Zach was saying was also interesting in that whoever does reach out publicly and even potentially hire John Gruden might feel the ire of the rest of the league's owners. And that's, it's not necessarily a big deal, but it is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, well,
we won't see it. We won't feel it publicly, but it's a big deal.
I think to be a great owner, sometimes you need to be a maverick and not give a rat's patoot about what other owners who are trying to beat your brains in on the field think of you. So that's a story for another day, because as of right now, Aaron Glenn is still the head coach of the New York Jets. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Ike is in Brooklyn. Good afternoon, Ike.
And I appreciate you taking this call, especially on the subject matter,
which
happens to be hockey.
Oh, of course.
Earlier on, I don't know if any of you guys heard Matthew Schaefer with Boomer, and it's priceless radio hearing, his story and living by Boomer's daughter and son-in-law.
It is one of the most incredible stories out there. And yes, if you go back on the Odyssey app, Matthew Schaefer called in, I think it was about 8:30 this morning with Boomer and Gio. Right. And Schaefer gave it a little bit back to Boomer, basically like we're doing to Ranger fans. Like, ha-ha, we swept your asses. Ha-ha. Things like that.
And, Evan, something? Matthew Schaefer is probably the greatest 18-year-old athlete to ever play in New York. I think I could say that pretty affirmatively now.
Well, how many have we had? How old was Doc when he got called up?
I think he was 19.
I think he was 19 too. I agree.
Guy.
I think he was.
Right.
I think he was 19. Yeah.
Right. And this is for Sean Morash. I grew up. I'm 59, so I grew up in Dennis Potvins era, and this is like the reincarnation of that. The only thing missing, of course, is him breaking one of the Rangers' ankles.
Yes. Oh, Sean, what's your response to that?
Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
Really?
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
Yes.
Can Matthew Schaefer play more than 4 months before we're calling him Dennis Potvin, please?
I mean, he's off to an incredible start.
Yeah,
And
he is.
you'd have to agree with his comment. He's the greatest 18-year-old in New York sports history.
And you know what? And Jackson Dart's Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
Yeah, but he's not.
I mean,
why not? I mean,
he accomplished more than Patrick Mahomes accomplished as a rookie.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, that's factually correct.
I mean, but you won't even listen to any hype about Cam Schlittler, and you want to tell me that Matthew Schaefer's already Dennis Potvin?
First of all, let me clarify. So earlier, I guess it was about 20 minutes ago, also, Rewind Odyssey app, a caller called up with a trade that he claimed was going to make me, very excited, to put it mildly. And it included Cam Schlittler coming to the Mets in a deal for Juan Soto.
Yes.
And what I said about Cam Schlittler, and I want to clarify this, is that he's not a sure thing. What I mean by that is if I'm trading a sure thing, which is Juan Soto, a pitcher who's made a handful of starts while he looks great and had an amazing
but
postseason
he was just
moment.
part of it.
Well, he was the main part of it. It certainly wasn't Luis Heel and Jason Dominguez. The main part of it was Cam Schlittler.
But you don't know what Heel or Dominguez can be.
I agree.
And part of it was you're getting rid of this exorbitant salary in Juan Soto.
Yeah, but he's worth that exorbitant salary.
But yet Nolan McLean is your baseball hall pass that you only trade for Paul Skeens.
And I'm glad you said that because I want to explain the difference on that. I am a Met fan protecting my guy and saying I wouldn't trade him for anything. It is far different than me acquiring someone else's guy and putting them on a pedestal. So, for example, watch this. Would you trade Cam Schlittler for Nolan McLean?
It's a toss-up. Probably not because I think they're the same player.
And he's your guy, and you could never live with trading your guy. You not wanting to trade Cam Schlittler is very different than me not wanting Cam Schlittler. Understand?
Okay. All right, fine.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
All I'm saying is I think we all think Matthew Schaefer's great. Let's just calm down that he's the catalyst of a dynasty.
I mean, you called him the king of New York. That wasn't me.
That was AI.
This is you. Hold on.
The new king of New York sports.
That's
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
That's not AI. It's you.
I don't trust it.
He's the worst.
He is. Why are you denying?
I don't know.
I don't remember saying
You called him the king of New York sports, which is very nice of you.
I never said that.
Paul in Bayshore. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Evan, Tiki. Tiki, love you, man.
Thank you,
You're
man.
a great giant.
Appreciate it.
But Evan, you said something earlier that really, really stuck in my craw as a lifelong Knicks fan.
Go ahead.
Been a Knicks fan since 7 years old.
Okay.
The reason we didn't win a championship was Hakeem Olajuwon, John Starks, and in 1995 was Reggie Miller and Indiana Pacers, not Michael Jordan. I respected Michael Jordan then. I respect Michael Jordan now. But we had a chance to win a championship, and not Michael Jordan, but Reggie Miller and Hakeem Olajuwon.
But Paul, we're both right. Like, obviously, you got to the NBA Finals in a year in which Michael Jordan was out, and you lost a hard-fought 7-game series to the Houston Rockets. I cannot deny that you were right there to win it. So, obviously, you are right. I can't deny Hakeem. I can't deny the Rockets. But in 1992, it was Michael Jordan. In 1993, it was Michael Jordan. So, we're both right. And if you want to define it more as the NBA Finals, you absolutely have every right to. Where I would disagree with you, and this is something Joe has said. I'll quote him on this because at the time in 92, 93, I was a growing basketball fan. You ask Joe Beningo and many Knicks fans, they would tell you the best team that the 90s Knicks had was not the 94 team, but was the 92 or the 93 team that got stopped by Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So it's not even like a fight because you're right too. Like yes, the Rockets, of course.
It's subjective.
But Jordan was also a roadblock.
Right. There's no way to objectively look at it.
Well, it's both. Honestly, I think objectively we can say it's both.
Yeah, but exactly.
Which one's worse? I mean, that's subjective. I agree.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, picking which one is your bigger roadblock is absolutely subjective. But I think if I put a poll out to the Knicks fans and said, "Hey, who kept you from a championship more?" or "How do you?"
It feels like Jordan.
It's Jordan.
Yeah.
I think it's Jordan. He did it multiple times.
His Bulls.
Yeah. And it was him.
It wasn't just him. It was also his Bulls.
It was his Bulls, but it was Michael Jordan.
Team game.
And the reason I brought that up was not to debate or redebate the 90s Knicks. It was that LeBron James, the modern-day Michael Jordan, didn't do that to you. You played him in the playoffs once in a year in which you were not on his team's level. He's a great player he's a great player. And I think that's the end of sentence with LeBron James and his legacy with the Knicks. I guess you could include he didn't come here when he was a free agent. Okay, you could say that about a lot of people. That's it. There's no other intertwinement between LeBron and the Knicks that should really keep you up at night. He didn't haunt you for many years. You weren't a championship team where LeBron stopped you. He was just a really, 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 really great player.
Right. And just because he went to Connecticut to announce where he was leaving Cleveland and went to Miami doesn't mean that he spurned you.
Yeah. But people feel that way.
I know, but that's stupid.
No, I mean, I think he spurned the Nets. I thought him and Jay-Z were friends. I feel spurned. What a loser I was. I actually thought they had a shot. I was like, yeah, he'll spend 2 years in Newark, and then he'll come to Brooklyn, and it'll all be great. That was young Evan. That's what I thought. Idiots with Idioms coming up in a few minutes, plus your calls at 888-808-1019. And yes, by popular demand, this is a tradition around here. I did this on Saturdays for many years. I did this the last few years with you in the afternoons. But before this show is over, and Tiki can join in, a Royal Rumble prediction.
Oh, God.
Got to do it. It's Evan and Tiki till the Carton Show at 2.
A new year means new goals, whether you're back in the gym or taking up a new activity like pickleball. Our partners at JAG Physical Therapy remind you to ease in, warm up, and build a safe foundation for success. Of course, if you or a loved one have any pain or get injured, turn to John Gallucci Jr. and his expert team at JAG Physical Therapy, who are dedicated to getting you back to the life you love. JAG is a leader in physical and occupational therapy with convenient locations all across New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. To schedule an appointment is easy. Just go to jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Kalshi. Trade on anything. The big game is here, and now you can trade on football legally nationwide on Kalshi. Right now, New England is trading at 34% to beat Seattle. A $100 trade pays out $281. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade $100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Western One Sports. The Warriors should not be the underdogs against the Pistons. Detroit is in a brutal rest spot right now, playing their third game in 4 nights and on a back-to-back. Yes, Golden State's offense has struggled since Jimmy Butler went down with his torn ACL, but Detroit's excellent defense has shown some cracks in the armor their last 5 games. They rank 15th in defensive efficiency during that span. I'll take the Warriors at plus money. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Something big just rolled into 7-Eleven. Meet our 4 new Johnsonville sausages, hot and ready on the roller grill. Smoky cheddar, loaded with Wisconsin creamy cheddar smoked with real hardwood chips. Jalapeno cheddar, bold and melty cheddar with a spicy jalapeno kick. Smoked Polish, seasoned with black pepper and garlic, slow smoked for serious flavor. And ultimate Italian, bursting with basil, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Right now at 7-Eleven, get any 2 roller grill items for just $3.50. That's any 2 roller grill items for $3.50 at 7-Eleven. Valid through 3/3/26. Participating stores only. Visit store for full terms.
Hey, Boomer here. You know, in football, the right play wins the game. On the job site, the right tools do the same. That's why pros choose Milwaukee. And Cooper Electric has the full lineup ready for you. Power tools, accessories, and everything you need to keep your projects moving. Make the winning play. Visit cooper-electric.com today. That's cooper-electric.com. Cooper Electric. Their knowledge is electric.
Oh, baby, listen to that engine purr. John Montone, what are you doing in that Jeep from Ramsey? Todd, it's a new year, and I'm ready to start something new. Like this brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4x4 with an incredible Ramsey lease of just $369 a month for 39 months.
Two can play at this game. I'm going to start this new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. And just think, you can lease one at Ramsey for only $279 a month for 27 months.
Todd, I'm loving this Start Something New sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And now, I'm ready to start my new diet.
Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number SC360766. MSRP $47,495. VIN number TW201758. MSRP $53,500. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. 0 security deposit. Expires 2/2/26.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costos Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff. The final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, by the way, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the NFL season is over, and football is officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. We love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
I would like to introduce to you the next head football coach of the New York Giants, John Harbaugh.
We begin a new chapter in New York. Our focus is simple. It starts with building a team that is physical and tough, that's capable of overwhelming their opponent from beginning to end, and especially at the end, that understands how to finish.
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
You guys know that I'm always on the go, always traveling. And no, Evan, I will not be at King Abdullah Financial District in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this weekend for the Royal Rumble. But we will talk about it. But I am always on the go. That's why I partner with our friends at Sloman's, who installed the Sloman Shield Link system into my home a few months ago. And I got to tell you, it's been a game changer, combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage all through my phone. Whether it's the doorbell cameras, the lighting, the CO2 and smoke detectors, everything makes me feel safe. You should give it a try as well. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Setting up your weekend, the Knicks host the Blazers tonight. The Nets will head out to Utah. The Rangers, Devils, and Islanders are all in action on Saturday. And the Knicks also will be part of NBC's Sunday Night Basketball as the Lakers visit MSG for the hottest NBA ticket in years. Plus, apparently, there's the Royal Rumble.
There is. The Royal Rumble is on Saturday. And it's on at 2 o'clock, which is odd. But as Tiki pointed out, it's in Saudi Arabia. So it's very, like, I'm not watching at 2 o'clock on a Saturday.
Saturday, 2 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where, and this made me laugh, our good friend Salah just launched a YouTube channel as well. And he had Seth Rollins on, which was a great get. And I was watching.
Right.
And by the way, his producer asked a great question. This Bada Boom guy, I got to reach out to. I loved it. He's like, were you ever close to having a Shield triple threat match? Oh, I love it. It was a great question. Got a great answer, but whatever. So Seth, in promoting the Royal Rumble, sounds like, hey, how you going to watch it? Like, you going? What are you doing? And Seth's like, well, I can't watch it live. I'm on daddy duty, and my daughter's got gymnastics, and she's got dance. And I'm like, yeah, people are busy on Saturday afternoons.
Yeah, to 2 p.m.
2 o'clock.
And if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 a.m.
Yeah, so
it's just odd.
I'm watching it like the next day, honestly. So I'll probably not check Twitter, not check text messages, which is annoying.
You can find it globally on Netflix or where else is it?
Peacock? I have no idea anymore.
I don't even know where it is.
It's on ESPN. You got to watch the ESPN app.
Yeah, it's on the ESPN app, but you can also then catch it on Netflix, right?
I think internationally you're right, but
because,
I know
because doesn't WWE live on?
Well, the Monday Night Raw is, and then a lot of their archives are.
Right.
But not everything is, including pay-per-views or premium live events. They're on the ESPN app.
Oh, that's live, though. I mean, if you're watching it after the fact, won't it be?
No, that's a good question.
We should find out. I would assume because everything else WWE is on Netflix.
That's true. I don't even know anymore. I would have guessed the premium live events stay on ESPN.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you real quick my prediction because I've been going back and forth on this. ESPN has sold its soul. And good for them.
Mm-hmm.
They not only air the WWE, they do Sports Center vignettes about professional wrestling.
Right.
Like they did a 5-minute segment about Stone Cold being the only guy to win 3 Royal Rumbles.
Oh, so you're saying Roman Reigns is winning?
No, good point though. Roman's only won once. Cody's won twice. And so the vignettes are leading me to think, oh, Cody's going to win his 3rd Royal Rumble. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Braun Breaker is going to win the Royal Rumble. That's my official prediction.
Boy, Braun Breaker winning a Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Wrestling at its peak.
Well, first of all, Braun Breaker is a great young star who happens to be the son of Rick Steiner.
Sure.
So it's not like he's a nobody.
The casuals definitely know who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only way for the casuals to find out who he is for him to become a star.
I understand.
How'd you find out who Roman Reigns was?
But
I bet you didn't know who he was when he won his first Royal Rumble.
But wouldn't you argue it's harder to become a star when you're doing a Royal Rumble at an unconventional Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes, across the world, other side of the world.
It's a great question. I don't know. I mean, are kids more likely to be able to watch it? Like,
honestly, yes. Unless you have something going on.
But I think there's where I think you could be wrong because as a kid, WWE pay-per-views for me were Sunday nights. They were tough.
Counterpoint.
You can counterpoint as much as you want. I'm just giving you I guess I'm giving you a counterpoint.
It's also a tough app for a kid. Like, the kids aren't used to going to ESPN app. You know
that's true. You got to have access.
It's not Netflix or Peacock with their shows.
No, hold on. Can I counterpoint that counterpoint?
Sure.
Which was a counterpoint? We had to order pay-per-views back in the day.
Yeah,
for like $40.
But that was easy.
That was easy.
That was easy. You could click the button on your cable. It was great.
It did not even work that way for me. I had to call. I had to ask my dad or mom to call.
I remember having to call.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't for Royal Rumble, but whenever, like Michael Jackson would have a concert, you had to call for the pay-per-view.
He's right. So I disagree. If you really start to frame it towards my childhood and many others, it's complicated. Anyhow. Whatever. You guys want to make predictions?
Roman
no
Reigns.
idea. Roman Reigns? That'd make my youngest very happy. How about you?
Charlotte Flair.
We're talking about the... Oh, you want to do the women's too?
Liz Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan on the women's. I agree with that. How'd you know that?
Because I'm good. Sami Zayn's going to win the title too.
Oh, wow.
Wow. You think they're putting the belt on Sami?
I do.
He's fighting Mac? Oh, because it's in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Tiki comes out of nowhere here.
He's all over it.
Tiki, who are we going to hire as the offensive coordinator? You're hot.
I have no idea. Some 25-year-old.
He's got a better idea who's winning the men and women's Royal Rumble than he does that.
That's because it's fake.
It's not fake. It's scripted.
Okay, it's scripted.
Oh, God.
I feel like I have to address this. Every Friday, right around this time, we like to check in on all the mistaken idioms, not just that we made, but across the radio station in a little segment we like to call Idiots with Idioms.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
This will never be a Toasted and Posted.
I mean, you can make it a Toasted and Posted, but I'm being honest. Like,
It's Idiots with Idioms.
And then the owner got all involved, and that's why his days at Carolina were short-numbered.
Yep.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
They were honoring the Patriots. Same out, whatever that word is. People were pissed, whatever that phrase is.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
But it is just so geometrically opposed to what they've done.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
And what's the other one that everyone also loves?
Wase.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
He has unfettered, or no, he has fed. He has.
You're off to a good start.
Fettered is the wrong word because it's not a word.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
February 8th?
February 8th in Santa Anita.
Yes.
You get yourselves Super Bowl 60.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
Because Mike Vrabel is a winner, and he's got that Patriot lineage.
What?
I watched guys play since I was, knee high to a tractor trailer tire.
You know what I mean? It's like,
what?
New England's defense is no terrible shakes either. That might be an idiom. Damn it, whatever.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
when you become the guy sitting on the crown in the locker room.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
The news on the MLB The Cover show coming next out.
What?
Yeah, in 2026. Because obviously, we have a what'd you say, a bridge to gap? A gap to bridge?
Gap to bridge.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
The personalities of Aaron Glenn and Whit Martindale feel like it could go terribly wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But
combative.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
So let's be honest. They were never beating the Braves. They never beat the Braves. They weren't going to beat the Braves. They were the boogeymans.
What?
Does a year occur?
What?
I'm going to be a lemon who walks into that building saying, I want wins.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
Because I always have prided myself on including the audience in what happens behind the scenes.
Right.
What do you call that? The third window? What do you call that?
Breaking the third wall.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
He took everybody round and around for a circle jerk. What?
They've had success, but there's a time shelf, for everything.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
The Rangers will host the Islanders in a second night of a home-to-home.
What?
You know how like husbands and wives are like, all right, here's your cheat code or your
What?
And last year we got the death scared out of us with Aaron Judge getting hurt.
Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
Wow. That was a busy week.
Eclectic.
That was impressively long.
I think Craig is definitely added to this list.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, Ricky
He's-
Ricardo.
I know.
A Ricky
Wait a
Ricardo appearance. Boomer made a second straight appearance 2 weeks in a row. Craig got there 18 times. You really had a few too, T.
I did.
Big step for Tiki. Sometimes it's all me.
I
This
mean,
felt a lot
gotta
better.
fit in. I got to fit in with you morons.
Tiki with a subtle acknowledgement of, that's not it, because that's not even a word. It was very funny.
There you go. Idiots with Idioms every Friday, right around 1:30 or so. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Mike is in Smithtown. Good afternoon, Mike.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're good.
Love starting the day with some hockey. But so I wanted to go back to what Sean said. So diehard Ranger fan here. I think what's being missed is that the first two games of this season where the Islanders won, I think that's where the Islanders can kind of hang the hat on, because the Rangers clearly were trying that. Then we had no idea what the season was going to be like. They had Shesterkin in that. But the last two games, not only are you missing Shesterkin, Fox, Panarin, the letter comes out, the Ranger season's done, and the Islander fans, it's a frustrating loss, but it's like you can't really root for that sort of win or victory and go loud and ballistic when Ranger fans really, not that we don't care because it's a frustrating loss, but it clearly didn't break our season. Our season was broken well before this.
Well, yeah, but a part of your season breaking were the New York Islanders' 2 wins earlier in the season, which I think you acknowledged. And here's the other thing. We can't control that you suck. We can't control that Chris Drury wrote a letter. And what happened last night is the Islanders put the finishing touches on something that doesn't happen very often. They swept the season series, which has only happened 2 other times, and they did it in such dominant fashion. So I get all your excuses for why it doesn't matter anymore, why you're better off losing. That's fine. But the things I just mentioned occurred.
Sure.
And it's okay for Islander fans to bang their chest and be very excited about that.
Pound their chest.
Yeah. We're already off to a hot start. No, and I want to reiterate this because Evan keeps. Nobody has said Islander fans shouldn't be pumped up about their team.
Yeah.
All we're saying is when you come at us as Ranger fans, we're just telling you we don't care. We don't.
By the way, would you care more if Drury hadn't written the letter?
Yeah, because I would still.
You would think that there is still fight.
Well, because they're not telling us what they're doing. They told us they were done, and also right before these two games, the Rangers totally dropped the final white flag. They stopped. They told us Artemi Panarin is not dressing until after the Olympics. That is called letting you win a game. We tanked the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
We have a battle here because I can press buttons, but he can always lower them down, which kind of bothers me. I did want to hear this because this makes me laugh every time.
Here's a call to the bullpen you can make. Ask for a salad.
Shut up, Boone.
Let's go to Lamar in New Jersey. What's up, Lamar?
Hey, Lamar.
Yo, guys, what's up?
All's good.
Yo.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
Yeah, so whose lineup is better right now, the Mets or the Yankees?
That's a good question. Now you got me thinking. I mean, the Yankees scored more runs last year, right? So they start from a strength in that last year.
Who's leading off for the Yankees?
Trent Grisham.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think they would follow suit until things
Right.
change. I have a tough time not saying the Yankees because they are coming from the strength of scoring more runs a year ago than the Mets did, and they haven't lost anything. In fact, I think their offense has a chance to be better because I see a lot of internal growth with some of their young players. The Met thing is like, I mean, we're making wild guesses because there's so many changes.
Yeah, but you can get a sense that it should be better, at least the top four, right? Lindor, Soto, Bo. Who'd you have cleaning it up? I remember
Polanco or Simeon.
Yeah, so maybe that doesn't. It doesn't round out to as a traditional cleanup hitter. Whereas the Yankees, there's a lot of different ways to do it after Judge. Obviously, Grisham, Judge, maybe let's just say Jazz for now, Cody Bellinger. It feels more solid. But that's just the top four.
January 30th, second to last day of January, 1:44 p.m. What better time than now? Who will score more runs in 2026, the New York Yankees or the New York Mets?
Yankees.
I agree with you,
I
Met fans.
I don't think it's close.
You don't think it's close?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being that arrogant, but
I
okay.
just don't think they don't hit enough home runs, the Mets.
Mets lost a few home runs?
Yeah.
I think the Yankees will end up scoring more runs. They usually do. Sean?
Mets, the Yankees will face tougher pitching throughout the year in their division.
What happened to you?
2 Red Sox aces, Dylan Cease now with the Blue Jays.
All right.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, he is wrong, but we'll see. I hope he is wrong.
No, I'm just talking about the division pitching rotations.
Yeah, the American League is massively more difficult to score runs than the National League.
Here we go. We're going to start the AL-NL debate again?
I'm not debating anything. I'm just telling you facts.
I don't think those are facts. Those are just you saying something.
I mean, they're
and
facts.
perceiving them as facts.
You can deny them. That's fine.
Yeah, I will deny them. We'll do it a lot more in March.
Okay, yeah.
We'll fight
that
back.
Marlins rotation really scared me.
You were head over heels trying to trade for Sandy Alcantara for a while. And he's
Mackenzie
still there.
Gore gone
So
from
were
the
a
Nats.
lot of people.
Yeah, I get you. Let's go to Billy and Merrick. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Hey guys, what's going on?
All's well.
What's up?
I got 2 quick Met points for you, Evan. I got a question for. The first one being you might have to wear the L chain for this one.
Go.
I called back in May and I proposed a trade to you of Vientos for Dominguez, and you cut me off and said I am forever banned from calling the radio station.
Why? Why would I say
And
that?
then-
It's
and
such
then
a
you
good
happened-
idea.
And then and then you happened to post it on Instagram 4 months later. The
No,
same trade.
not only on Instagram, but on WFAN and the Rico Brilliant. I guess I don't know why I would say that to you. So old Evan apologizes. I don't know what my mindset was at that point. I think where everyone is
Because
now.
you loved Vientos. You loved what he potentially could be.
Yeah, no, probably. I mean, I'm sure that plays a big role in it. I think right now with the way these teams are built, damn right, the way these teams are built, it makes sense for both sides.
Yeah.
Like that trade makes sense for the New York Yankees because he's a right-hand hitting bat who could play first base. Maybe not well, but neither can Ben Rice. So, what the hell's the difference?
I mean, I have more faith in Ben Rice.
That's fine, but he is a right-handed bat who could somehow help you against lefties as opposed to Ryan McMahon or Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Because he could play third or first base. I think he fits the Yankees rather well. I think with the Mets, it's a little bit different because they've added outfielders, so I don't think he fits the Mets as well today as he did 6 weeks ago. But I always thought it. And
Talking about Dominguez fits the Mets.
Dominguez,
Yeah.
yes. So to our last caller, May Evan apologizes. Greg is in Mastic Beach. Hey, Greg.
Oh, it's Idiots with Idioms. Oh, wait, I'm live? Sorry, guys. I did figure it out, though.
Yeah.
Live from the Guitar Center in Comac. Let's go. All right. You guys took a call
Yeah.
about the Wu-Tang Clan and Cream, and I have to agree with that caller. I want nothing more to see a strong pitching staff because I love nothing more in baseball more than dominant pitching. When I was 10 through 12 in that little league, I was a foot taller than all the other kids, and I shut them down at 70 miles an hour.
That's awesome.
Greg, thank you for clarifying that for Evan and Sean. They didn't know what cream was.
No, I was.
Cash rolls everything around me. I know what it is.
All right. Well, Evan didn't.
Well, because the caller put it in a very different context. He wasn't talking about cash, though I guess he eventually was talking about cash. I am not disagreeing, Greg, that forming a mega pitching staff, as our fake trade from an hour ago offered, which was Cam Schlittler, Luis Heel, money to then sign Tarek Skubal for Juan Soto.
And then Dominguez thrown in.
Right, but I don't want to trade Juan Soto. Juan Soto is a once-in-a-generation kind of free agent. He's got his prime still ahead of him. He's an all-time kind of hitter, and I want him on my team for the next 10 years. And as much as I love pitching, pitching's fickle. It really is.
Okay, what's going to help you win a championship?
Oh, you got to score runs,
Juan
Teague.
Soto or pitching?
Juan Soto.
You got to score runs?
Yeah, you have to
Juan
score runs.
Solo.
Juan Soto or pitching?
Juan Soto.
How did the
Juan
Dodgers
Solo.
win?
Excuse me?
How did the Dodgers win?
I mean, they had a pretty good lineup. I mean, they did.
But they hit
Yamamoto?
more than solo homers.
Yeah, but all right.
Juan Solo.
You're turning this into a different argument. I have confidence that Juan Soto won't be Juan Solo in 2026. I've said this and I've shifted on this. I think you got to score runs to make the playoffs. And then, yes,
definitely.
obviously, in a short series, if you have great pitching, it's a big help.
Good
no
news
doubt
is
about
Pete
it.
will drive in a ton for you. Oh, my bad.
Why are you doing that? Like, what? Why are you crapping on the Mets right now?
I didn't mean to. Oh, I'm sorry. You only crapped on the Rangers all day. Sorry to send you out to the
What do
weekend with
the
bad notes.
Rangers have to do with this? This is baseball.
Just shut the up. Are you kids excited to watch Pete Alonso with the Mets this year?
Well, what is this about? Just as excited as your daughters are to watch Artemi Panarin, lifelong Ranger.
They'll never know who he was at this point. That's fine.
I mean, it's a attack on me.
They'll be pumped to watch Matt Schaefer as a Ranger in 5 years.
Keep dreaming, bro. I mean, you could keep dreaming.
Oh,
That
I
doesn't
will.
even bother me. The way Matthew Schaefer talks down about the Rangers as an 18-year-old, there ain't enough money you could give this kid.
Okay.
He's an Islander for life, and you could save that tape.
You sound like me with Soto with the Yankees.
It's so different. You acquired him as a hired gun. This guy was drafted here and understand. He's living with a former Islander.
Okay.
I will make you this promise or bet or however you want to define it. That kid's an Islander for life. It's just, I'm so confident about it.
How many home runs for Pete as an Oriole this year?
What, Tiki, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Why is he assaulting?
I don't know. Why do you keep bringing up Pete?
How many saves do you think Diaz will have with the Dodgers?
What flipped here at 148 for you to be such a bad guy to me?
I'm not a bad guy. You know what? I actually think Ryan Helsley about 50 saves with the Orioles this year.
I mean, why is he doing this?
I felt violated.
Like, why? What have I done to deserve
He's trying to
this?
get back at you for how you started the show.
I started the show by acknowledging that the Islanders swept the daylights out of the Rangers, and you claimed it wasn't real. That's not an Evan thing. That's a Sean thing.
No, it's real. He just didn't care.
All right.
I didn't care. Do you care about Pete Alonso's home run total with the Orioles?
Of course I do.
If somebody's yelling and screaming at you because they're so mad at you, but you just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Right.
Is it really an argument?
I guess you're right. But why did it take Sean until 150, the final minutes of the show, for him to lead this verbal assault on me?
I made
confused
myself
by that as well.
I made myself a promise at 2:17. Make sure, and I wrote this in my phone.
2:17?
I'm sorry. I'm used to the old hours. 10:17. I set an alarm for 1:48. Make sure Evan goes to the weekend in a bad mood.
Well, you're not putting me in a bad mood. I'm more like, you're dead to me. Like, I don't know why you're attacking Pete Alonso and the Mets and like everything about
Hey, listen,
me right
tomorrow night when your arm's around your wife and you're singing "My Wish," is the next words that Pete Alonso returns? I'm sorry, did that joke fall rascal flat?
You find this funny?
I just love the last few minute effort by Sean.
It's all about hustle here.
I'm just taking it.
He's getting them all in.
Hustle. That's another thing Brandon Nimmo won't be doing with the Mets this year.
He's just dropping nukes on me. That's all he's doing. I'm taking it like a man.
Right,
Okay.
This is not even shrapnel. This is direct aim.
He's just directly firing at me. Meanwhile, he's alienating, 35% of the audience.
Another reason the Mets will score more runs than the Yankees, Jacob deGrom's in the American League.
What does that mean?
They got to face him more than the Mets because he's not a Met.
All right, I'm going to try to get to a call. Make me feel better. All right, let's go to Jake in Guilford, Connecticut. Hey, Jake.
Hey, guys. I wanted to, quick funny story. You guys took my call as the first call when you changed numbers, and it was the proudest day of my dad's life. He had me replaying that recording to the whole family. Like, I got into college. My sister had a baby. Not as important as me getting on the fan.
That's great. Good for him.
But I just wanted to thank you guys. I lied about the point I wanted to make about the Giants. I just wanted to say that and keep up the good work.
That's all right. Appreciate it, man. That's a pretty cool honor. I'm surprised that he remembers it, but he does. By the way, I just got this note. Sean texted it to me. Good job. He is sort of producing, even though he's not a producer. But unfortunately, Catherine O'Hara, actress, died at the age of 71. And what she's most famous for is she was the mom in Home Alone.
Wow, that feels way, way too young.
Way too young. I agree at 71. Not sure about the cause of death, but she was also known for Schitt's Creek, which was a very good show. That is actually the name of a show. Stop it.
I know.
That
and
was
it's spelled
last
fine.
name. That was their last name.
It is spelled fine to say on the air.
Oh, okay. So we're all good?
Yes.
Now I feel like I can't say the show's name again.
No, that's the name of the show.
Yeah, we've said it once.
I watched that show for like a season, and it was funny, but it was one of those funny shows that I just stopped watching. Like, it just didn't addict me the way some
Who was
other
the
shows
other
do.
guy? Eugene
Levy,
yeah.
Yeah. But I think of her as the mom from Home Alone, and this is a credit to her acting, what I'm about to say. Worst mom ever. I mean, how do you not once but twice leave Kevin either at home or to go on another plane? Like, how does that happen? That's my biggest takeaway
The first
from Home
one
Alone.
I get, because she counted heads, and she just counted
neighbor.
the neighbor's head.
Right. But the second time?
And then the ticket was in the trash can because it got spilled on.
That's true. But how does it happen again?
Kevin's too obsessed with batteries the second time.
Yeah. But I put a lot of it on the mom. Like, terrible mom. Great actress. We lost her too early. But the character she played, that's what I always took away from Home Alone and Home Alone 2, which are all-time movies. I mean, just all-time freaking movies. Anyhow, hopefully you enjoyed the week. If you missed any of it, you can download the Evident Tiki podcast, rewind on the Odyssey app, or watch our entire show on YouTube. The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Big Mac is next.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Last night, Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple put on a show as they faced off for the